to what was an unbelievable year for the Brooks Bandits. We're going to show you the entire game tonight, but we will also hear from some of the players from that team, guys like Eric Chevrier, RJ Reed, Brandon Bruce, Madison Dunn. They're all going to make an appearance over the next few hours as we look back on what was probably one of the most significant games in team history. We will also talk about the similarities between the 2013 national championship team and the 2019 team that won it a year ago. Joining us in the pregame show is my fellow Bandits broadcaster, Ken Fleury, joining us from his home. Ken, you look great, and I love the backdrop you have there.
Yeah, it's an RBC 2013 game-worn championship sweater that Nick Newman wore in the game, and Coach Papuano was gracious enough to let me purchase it, and it's something that it will be a keepsake for me being there, and it will be something that I'll always cherish as a Bandit fan for sure.
Yeah, you were there, and a lot of people from Brooks actually made the trek all the way to Prince Edward Island. Ken, what was it like there that week that the Bandits were at the national tournament, and being from Brooks, how proud were you?
It was incredible, and yet it was a bit surreal because the team had made it through Alberta and then went to the Western Canada Cup in Nanaimo and gotten through. And 3 days later, they went completely across the country, and we were in Summerside, PI, and the venue, the city was incredible. It's about 20,000 people. It was lobster season, extremely nice, welcoming people, a very rural environment there, and the facility there, a 4,500 seat, incredible new arena that they had. So, I mean, it was just a spectacular setting to have that championship.
The game was a very close one. Brooks got out to a great start with the 2-0 lead, but Summerside was able to inch back a little bit, and then things kind of tightened up after that. What do you remember about the game, a specific moment that really stood out to you from that game?
The Bandits always had control of it, in my opinion. After the Casey goal in the middle of the first period, they had taken the early 2-0 lead. They really tightened it down. They only gave up 18 shots through the entire game, but Summerside had a number of shots by then, and they only gave up 7 or 8 between their goal and McLeese's empty net goal at the end. So I thought they just dominated the game, even though there was no scoring for almost 40 minutes of it. The Bandits were in complete control. There was never a time that any good opportunity was given to Summerside. They just it was their destiny, and they won that championship.
You know, I think the McLeese empty net goal is one of the most iconic goals in this team's history. He blocks the point shot and then races down the ice and buries it. What was your reaction when you saw that puck go in? Because the camera goes over to the bench, and the bench just erupts. It's so fun to watch. What was going through your mind?
Well, I think Dennis Siebel and I were calling that game, and we were both very excited. It was just an incredible moment. It had been so much emotion to be there and be a part of the broadcaster, because, of course, the semifinal was the most dramatic game in Bandits history. But it was relief, but boy, it just felt wonderful. You could see finally, you know, the Bandits were very businesslike during the tournament, and it was the first time you could see that they actually, you know, they had it, and just looking down below and seeing the players celebrate, and the group of people there in the stands that, you know, you saw and celebrated. And it was quite a moment. It's still it's a little emotional for me still, I'll say that.
You've seen a lot of different Bandit teams. What was special about the 2013 team?
You know, the progression, I thought, they had lost in the Doyle Cup to Penticton, but you really saw the group that was going to lead the 2013 come through. And in the summertime, I was in Brooks in a local store, and a fan had said to me, that's too bad they didn't win, and they weren't, next year's going to be tough. And I said, I think this will be the greatest Bandits team coming in that we had seen. And fortunately, I was right, and happily so. But, guys like Cam McLeese and Pasternak and Petrozelli and, Eric Chevrier and then they had added Taylor Macon and Shane Pilling. You could just see that, especially Cam and Pasternak and Petrozelli had taken over that Dole Cup. You could see the torches pass. They were down in the series 3-0. They won the 4th game in Penticton. And you could see that the torch was passed. This team was coming back. They felt they had things to accomplish. And from coming out of the gate rated #1, they took it all the way. And no, it was, you could see. So I was pretty confident that, I was happy for the outcome, but I was pretty confident that they would get there.
We'll hear from RJ Reed a little bit later on in the broadcast, and he actually talks about the importance of the prior season, which you kind of mentioned, the 2012 championship for Brooks beating Fort McMurray. That was the first league championship and the first step in the progression of this team, and then the disappointment against Penticton, but what they were able to learn from that experience and take into the next season. Do you see that the 2013 team, that was the moment the moment that put this organization on the map nationally?
Oh, absolutely. You have to continue to make progression and be competitive, and it's so tough at that level. We see so many teams, go to a national championship and then they're not, they're a mid-grade team in their league for seasons to come. To stay where the Bandits have stayed, that was the start of it. That really defined what, Ryan Papuano and his vision of this organization was. And it just went from there. And you got to give kudos to everybody in the organization, the fan base, and everybody, because it's just been a whole effort by coaches, players, community. Everyone's bought in, and the success is well earned. But absolutely, 2013 was where the tradition was set.
Well said. We'll leave it at that, Ken. Enjoy the game tonight, reliving the first national championship for the Bandits. Miss having you around the arena. Hopefully this fall we'll be right back at it.
Yeah, I hope so too. And, everybody just continue to do what you're doing. It's important that you protect yourself and others at this time. We've come this far, so let's continue to do the right things, and best of luck and good health to everybody, and a special hello to that great alumni that will be watching and coming on tonight, because a lot of characters in that hockey club, but it was the start. I don't know if those players will ever know how important what they did was to the Bandit organization, and the impact will be everlasting. The storyline of the Brooks Bandits, the Crosbys, the players that played on that team, the impact that had on this community. So thank each of those players for giving us that great championship, and look forward to watching it tonight.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, take care, Nathan.
Our thanks to Ken Fleury, Bandits broadcaster, for joining us here in the pregame show. We're now going to send it out to Summerside, Prince Edward Island for the first period of the 2013 RBC Cup Final. Enjoy, everyone.
The RBC Cup.
Here it goes, shoots, scores! Joey Bennett! And the Penticton Bees are RBC Cup champions!
For the past 42 years, it has been sought after by teams from all across this country, and the battles to win it have produced some truly magical moments.
Goodness, what a save! With 1 second to go! A championship saver! 20 seconds to go!
Who will be crowned this year's champion? the gold medal game. Winner takes all. Next on TSN. Summerside, Prince Edward Island, officially incorporated as a town April 1st, 1877, reincorporated as a city in 1995, a population close to just 16,000, and due to its proximity to the Confederation Bridge, in many ways a gateway to Prince Edward Island, and today the host of the National Junior A Championship, the RBC Cup, an inside Cup arena, crown jewel of the sporting scene here on the island. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside. John Bartlett alongside Craig Button here as Summerside looks to do something that they did in 1997, and that is win the RBC Cup as a host, but the Brooks Bandits standing in their way. And for both of these teams, and for all these teams involved in this tournament, it's a long road to get here, and it was a wild one in the semifinals yesterday with a pair of overtime games.
Yeah, took a little bit of longer road to get here, but certainly for the Brooks Bandits, scoring a late goal, then finding a way in overtime. That's what good teams do, find a way. Summerside, similar type situation, get into overtime. It looked like Surrey was going to give them everything they could handle and more, but they found a way to win it, and it'll be a wild, enthusiastic atmosphere in here today.
Well, that's for sure. There was already a lineup at the box office yesterday to get tickets here for the final, but the Summerside Western Capitals are a team with a lot of experience and a lot of players that have been to the Memorial Cup before, including Jason Seed, who has some Memorial Cup experience with the St. John Sea Dogs.
Yeah, coached by Gerard Gallant, and he's no stranger to the high pressure of these types of games, and he's counted on to do a lot of important things for Summerside. We can hear from him right now.
Yeah, we had the advantage with the home crowd, actually. They're supporting us all year, and we're expecting a good turnout tonight, so I think that's just going to help us. We have a really deep team. Obviously, our goaltender is fantastic, Kevin Bailey, and we've got a lot of forwards, you know, to put the puck in the net and strong line of defense, so I think all around our team is great.
Well, the Brooks Bandits are a pretty good hockey team as well, and Cam McLeese has been one of the best players all season long, leading scorer in the regular season, the playoffs, and the MVP of the RBC Cup tournament.
And as coach Ryan Papawanow says that he's Mr. Everything for this team along with his team line mates, and again, he's going to be looked upon. Let's hear from him.
I think we just got to play to our strengths. We have a lot of speed, a lot of skill. We move the puck well. I think physicality, that part is not so big in our game. We just got to make sure we skate, move the pucks well, and I think we'll have success. I definitely think it takes 4 lines and 60 and a goalie to win a game.
Well, anytime you get into a big game like this, controlled emotion could be a big key for both of these teams.
Well, discipline has never been a problem for Brooks. And the big thing for them now is not to be undisciplined. They were earlier in the week, 11-3, the power plays when they lost to Summerside. For Summerside, great atmosphere in here, but they're going to have to be able to play at the speed and pace of Brooks to be real strong in this game and have a chance to win.
The 2013 National Junior A Championship on the line. 4th appearance in the RBC Cup for Summerside. The first for Brooks, and puck drop is next.
The 2013 RBC Cup from Summerside PEI is brought to you by the proud premier sponsors of Hockey Canada, RBC. RBC Play Hockey, providing all Canadians an opportunity to play the game. By Imperial Oil, supporting grassroots hockey across Canada. Recognize your minor hockey team with Esso medals and certificates of achievement. By Nike, official outfitter of Team Canada. And by TELUS, proud telecommunications partner of Hockey Canada. The 2013 RBC Cup from Summerside PEI is brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
A standing room only crowd here in Summerside. They're expected to break the all-time RBC Cup attendance record today with Brooks and the hometown Summerside team set to do battle. Your starting goalies brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Kevin Bailey gets the call for Summerside, 3-1 in this tournament, a goals against average of 2.03, played 27 games with the London Knights this year, and now finds himself up for a national championship, while Michael Fredericks at the other end of the ice for Brooks. He's 4-1 in the tournament and had 3 shutouts during Brooks' playoff run this year, where he was 16-7. Steven Starzumski and Tim Hennell are the officials. Ryan Power and Courtney will work the lines. Here we go. with the 2013 RBC Cup underway. It's Brooks wearing their dark blues as they are the home team today. Summerside, the road team from the Records, and Brooks on the early attack. Fed to the point. Shane Pilling trying to get a shot through this block, and it's chopped up the wing by Jason Seed and out at center. Danny Chason off for Harvey. Harvey trying to get it back towards the net. That puck got tipped away as Smiley got in the way of that one. Please back the other way, but it's picked up as Casey will retrieve it for Summerside. Christopher Casey scored the overtime winner in the semifinal yesterday to put Summerside into this game and their victory over Surrey.
You can see right off the bat here that Brooks wants to use their skating and speed to get the puck moving and then put pressure on.
Summerside trouble clearing the zone here as Steve turned it over. R.J. Reed throws it on net. Bailey with his first stop of the game, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, that's a really good save by Bailey there. And when you talk about the coaches here, you're talking about Billy McGuigan with the Summerside Western Capitals. But he's just a really good, solid coach, and he's got a lot of good things to say about his team.
We just got to keep the game simple. We want to get pucks deep, finish all our checks, and you know, clog up the neutral zone on them. They're a pretty fast team, and we just want to slow them down a bit. Well, I think we have a line of Danny Chason, J.P. Harvey, and Chris Casey that have been dominant throughout the playoffs, and we expect big things from them today, as well as Kevin Bailey and that.
Hicks trying to move it up the boards in his own zone here for Brooks. Now brought out as Dakota Mason's got it. Ball cross ice pass. R.J. Reed fires the shot. That one missed on the short side. Gallant there to retrieve it. Trying to find a little room here. Muscovi's right on him, so he'll drop it back in his own zone. And the Capitals regroup. Here's Volpe with another one of those Memorial Cup experienced players on Summerside, but he shot it into the Brooks bench and out of play.
Well, you talk about Brooks, the #1 team in the Canadian Junior Hockey League, led by head coach Ryan Papawanau. He really likes his team and really feels they have a good chance to win this championship.
Off the penalty kill, we killed 11 times against them in the first game, and then obviously we need to do our best to get pucks in behind their D. They do a great job in the neutral zone, and I think the key for us is to be able to get in behind them. Mark's a big key to our game tonight. Obviously, he's an offensive catalyst for us, and if we can get him pucks in the right spots, he's typically a guy that's going to be able to find the back of the net. So in a game like this where one goal is going to make a huge difference, Mark's a big key.
Here's Brandon Bruce cutting in over the line. He'll snap it to the net. That got kicked out to the corner. Bruce trying to work it down low. Albertson's right on him. It's played back around the net as Spencer McDonald will chase after it. McDonald just missing the RBC Cup on his junior career resume. He's won just about every other one. Here's Braid down the wing with a shot. Blocked away by Frederick. Back to the net. Steph trying to move it. Had his stick lifted. And it's Madison Dunn that comes up with it. Working up the wing and a hard hit on the boards as Bruce steps into his man. Luke Warner coming in for the point. Chevrier will slow things down back behind the Bandits' net. He'll wait for it here now. Has a look, hands it off to the corner. A little bit of a miscue there as Kachuk will give it back to Chevrier. Now it is brought out by the Bandits. There's Chevrier working it up at center. Patrick Lee takes his time with it. Stopped though at the Summerside line. That allows Steve back the other way. Anderson in. That goes off the stick in front. Really redirected in front of Michael Frederick. And it's Mark Logan with it. Tossing in on the wing. Logan will snap one of the net. It's off the stick to the corner. Shane Pilling going after it, trying to play it. Seed in there as well, looking for it. Bouncing puck comes up the wing of the captain for Summerside. Scott Trask will clear it out at center. Hustling after it. Procock will dump it in. Goes for the line change as Summerside will mix things up.
And a real good play by Scott Trask. He saw that the boards were being taken away. Got to have confidence to put the puck back into the middle with his teammates being there. Now just a real good, solid defensive play.
Chason works his way to center. He'll get it in deep to the Brooks zone. Frederick Everett wants to play it here, and he'll move it up to the corner. Petrozelli hands it off as Chris Muscovy will work it onto the right side. McLeese out at center. As Nick Newman gets it in. For Petrozelli in the slot. Tries to get a shot away, and it goes wide. McLeese back to the net. Tied up by Volpe. Four of them fighting for the puck. Cam McLeese comes out with it in. Looks for an outlet pass. In trouble here as he's pressured. Got it up on the wing. Petrozelli trying to kick it with his skates tied up. McLeese goes back to the point. That one will come out over the line. And Muscovy's got to take his time for it here now. We'll send it back in deep with Volpe on it. He's going to have to hustle though. Pasterick was tracking it on him. A turnover and a chance for Brooks. Sharp shot right on. Bailey the same rebound in front, and it's backhanded wide by Mark Renner. Renner hands it off here. Pasterick behind the net trying to get it back out in front for Renner, and it's broken up. Back to the point. Reed hands it off on the wing. Here's Muskobe back in front. Pasterick can't get it. From the point now, it is Tanner Hicks working on it. At the line, a drive is off the stick and wide as Reed fired it towards the goal. In the corner, Wes Herrick trying to plant. Brooks still on it. Shot through the top of the crease by Renners goes wide. And Reed will try to keep it in and does. Feeds it across on the wing. Snap shot to the goal. And that one missed as Dakota Mason tried to get it on net. Reed in the corner off the boards. Here's Renners to Reed. Fired it wide and a broken stick goes flying wide to the corner. Another chance side of the net. Renners to Reed. Fired as that shot's high and wide. Off the glass now is pressure being kept on by Brooks, but it's taken away as Harvey's going to get it to center, and he gets dumped as he dumps the puck into the Brooks zone, trying to take a little heat off.
If you're getting some idea about Brooks playing fast and quick, they were able to make a full line change and keep the pressure on Summerside. Created a lot of problems, but that's just an idea, not only with their speed, but getting right back on the attack and applying pressure.
The check will lift it in, and it's picked up in the corner by McDonald. Works it up the boards for Summerside. Maynard back through center, and now brought up ice. Mackenzie Braid in over the line. Hands it off, and a quick snapshot by Thomas Stabbert is snagged by the glove of Michael Frederick.
Well, pretty good pace here right off the bat, and, you know, you talk about the ability of a good goaltender, Kevin Bailey. You know, he's just so calm in front of the net there, but you want to get some shots at the net, and certainly for the Brooks goaltender, he wants to feel the puck early into the game. He gets that opportunity right there.
4-2, the shots favoring Brooks here. Just under 6 minutes gone in the opening period in the RBC Cup 2013 final here in Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Albertson won the draw for the Capitals, got it to the point. Braid will dump it in, it goes back of the net. Lifted around the boards by Smiley, waiting for it on the wing, trying to tip it out was Pasterick, but he can't clear it. Now it's tipped away, and Spencer McDonald after it at center. Knocks it up on the wing. Here's Maynard, hitting it across to the far side, and it's tipped in as Pilling has a look over his shoulder and works it up the boards for McLeeds. Hands it off, and it's brought up by Patrick Lee. Cross-side speed, Smiley in over the line, snaps it to the net. Bailey kicks it away, comes high off the glass, and back on the near boards. Loose down low in the corner. Michael Crocott there for Summerside. He'll clear it back out, and back at the Brooks blue line, Eric Chevrier will pick it back up. Chevrier will backhand it in deep. Bailey back of the net, wants to play this one himself, and he does, and it's off the top of the glass and just skims out of play into the netting. They're fired up here in Summerside, but scoreless so far in the 2013 Royal Bank Cup from PEI on TSN. Standing room only here in a full building and a family affair. Everyone has come out here to see the hometown team, young and old, for Summerside, as the Western Capitals trying to repeat what they did in 1997 when they hosted the Royal Bank Cup here in Summerside, where they won, and looking to do that again. Gerard Gallant, of course, was the coach that year here in Summerside. It wasn't in this building. This building opened in 2007, but the town's certainly glad to have it back in a great facility here, and everyone in the building today to support this game.
I was here for the World Junior A Challenge in 2009, and I was just in awe of the facility here. Still am.
Here's Bruce trying to tip it out for Brooks. Got it to the line, leaves there, and he'll hand it out at center. Out of the reach of Madison Dunn, and the Capitals regroup as that one gets cleared down the ice, though, by Jason C. too far, and it ends up as an icing call against Summerside.
Well, you know, one of the things we talked about was Summerside handling the pace and tempo of Brooks, and Brooks is hard after it. Two guys on the forecheck, and they're really quick to get to position and force you into turnovers. And if Summerside doesn't get their pace of play up a lot higher and up to the tempo of Brooks, they're going to run into some problems.
Now, out for the draw, bouncing puck off the line that has scored one in the slot. Chance here for McLeese. Back in front, they score! Anthony Petrozelli, right on top of the crease, has a wide open net, and he taps it home for the game's
talk about icings. That comes off of an icing now. It ends up being all the way down to the off the face-off here. But right away there, you see how quickly Paskarlik is on the puck there. McLeish strong on it. And again, this line where they say that his coach, Ryan Papawanau, says we count on these guys for everything. Nothing better than the first goal of the game.
Anthony Petrozelli with his 4th goal of the RBC Cup. And they're coming on again. Here comes Logan, but they get caught head of the play for an offside. But a big goal for Petrozelli to get the first one here and silence the crowd a bit as well.
They're not going to stop. And you see right off the face-off here, there's Paskarlik, and he gets it to the net. Then McLeish, he knows right away that he's got a guy on him. But, you know, when you work together as well as these guys do, you see Petrozelli there going right to the net. He gets the beautiful feed, and 1-0, obviously, a big goal. The way Brooks is playing, they're real sharp.
Smiley goes back in the corner to get the puck here as he fires it around the wing. That one goes off the skates of Volpe, and the Capitals have to regroup at center. Dump back in by Parsons, killing after in the corner. He's got to move it quickly, though, as he had Luke Warner tracking it on him for the Capitals. Now Warner up with it. He'll send it back around behind the net. Parsons hustling after it in the corner. Parsons trying to get it in front, picked up side of the net. Rasmussen back to the goal. Parsons has got it. Looks out front, shot fired and blocked on a play by Mark Logan to get right in the way of that one. Here's McCollum back the other way for the Bandits. Throws it towards the goal. That one goes wide. And the Capitals will get it off the glass, and that puck jumped over the stick of Albertson as he would have had a chance to race in on the wing. Instead, it's an icing call, and now a shoving match between Warner and Redders in front of the Capitals bench.
Well, I like that by Summerside. They realize now under pressure in their own zone, they're going to have to get out of there quicker. So they fire the puck around, and you see Alberton there taking right off there. He just misses negotiating contact with the puck, but that's the right idea. Get the puck out of your zone. Try to back up the Brooks Bandits.
And Brooks leading 1-0. Anthony Petrozelli with the goal. There's Mitchell Mason. Takes a hit in the corner, got it to the line. It's tipped out. Mason back on it. Nearly turned it over there off the stick of Alberton. And it's brought back to the goal. Mason on it in the corner again. Works it up the wing. R.J. Reed starts back up ice, has Redders with him. 4-on-2 for the Bandits. Mason in the slow, and the shot scores! Dakota Mason gets in the high slot, and he just snuck it through the legs of Kevin Bailey. And the Bandits have stolen an early 2-0 lead.
Well, again, we talk about the speed of the Brooks Bandits here. Here they are. There's Mason. He's 200 feet from the net when he starts the play, but then here they come. Reed with speed, defenseman jumping into the attack, and oh, there's Mason. Started the play against the boards in his own zone, right up there. What a pass there by R.J. Reed. And again, you hear it all the time. One of those goals that a goaltender would like back. Certainly Kevin Bailey would like to do that. This is a key timeout right here for Bill McGuigan and Summerside, because they are under siege.
Two goals in a minute and 20 seconds for the Brooks Bandits, and Summerside with their timeout to try and regroup.
You know what I love about Brooks? You know, how many times do you hear it's one of the overused cliches? I hate it. Oh, you got to weather the storm in the first 10 minutes on the road. Brooks Bandits have gone right after Summerside. They've said, take this from us, you guys. And right now, Summerside's got to get under control here, or it can get away from them in a big way.
They're out shooting Summerside 7-2. And have that 2-0 lead now as they continue to press in the Capitals zone, looking for more here. Jamming it up against the boards. Brendan Bruce, lead dug it out. Plays it back in the net. Dunn trying to get it for Brooks. Has to fight off the check of Jason Seed. Seed tries to tip it away. Dunn centered in front for Lee in the slot. It bounced over his stick. What an opportunity there for Brooks. Now Brandon Bruce after it on the far side. Checked by Seed. Trying to tip it away here. The Capitals again are hemmed in their own zone. Playing to the line. Muscovy fires, and that's kicked out by Bailey. Down in the corner again. Patrick Lee. Back up high. Muscovy shot is blocked as Bruce comes up within the corner. Back at the line again. Muscovy throws this one to the goal, and Kevin Bailey is able to hold on to it to try and settle things down.
Yeah, you want to talk about a great stop? Kevin Bailey to just stop some of the tempo and momentum. But here's the first goal. You see McLeish here, right over there to Zelli, a really nice play, and then this is on the rush again. What a wonderful play by Dakota Mason there. Starting the play in his own zone and then right up the ice. Again, speed and tempo and quickness for the Brooks Bandits, using it to their full advantage.
Casey will clear it out at center for Summerside. McLeese back on it in his own zone. Played off the glass. Petrozelli on the attack. Drops it for pass for a vector. Petrozelli cutting through the top of the crease, and Bailey got his stick out to block that one. Nervous moments here early on for the Summerside fans with the Capitals trailing 2-0. Ascara check. Petrozelli ripped the shot wide on the glove side. Picks it back up and feeds it behind the net. Ascara now up on the boards with it. Goes back to the point. Here's Smiley throwing it to the net. The shot's wide. Hustling after it is J.P. Harvey. He'll get it out at center. Casey now fights his way in. Casey gets to the slide with a shot. Scores! Christopher Casey, who was the overtime hero yesterday for the Capitals with a beautiful winner in the extra frame, gets the Capitals on the board.
You want to talk about big goals? This is a big goal for the Summerside Western Capitals. I mean, he gets there, he's able to keep his stick free, not allow the defenseman to deflect it. But certainly, this is a goal that if you're Michael Frederick, you can't let this one in. You can't let that one in. It just gets not only the Capitals back with some confidence, it gets the crowd into the game, and that enthusiasm that maybe they can feed off of now becomes an ally for them.
Casey's 5th goal of the RBC Cup, and now gives him sole possession of the scoring lead in the tournament as he was tied with his teammate Danny Chason. Puck dumped in the corner. Chevrier will play it back to the net. Kachuk has got it, but it's blowing down as Summerside is on the board, and a big goal by Christopher Casey to get them back in the game as Brooks jumped out to the early 2-0 lead. But it's a 1-goal hockey game in Summerside on TSN. A 2-1 lead for Brooks here in Summerside, and the crowd was getting nervous, but a big goal by Christopher Casey has put them back in it.
Yeah, well, obviously a big goal there. You see Madison Smiley, he can't get his stick out there between the legs. This crowd was stone silent. I mean, they were sitting here wondering, how's this going to end up? Because it didn't look good. So now to get that goal from Casey, you know, even the confidence on the bench from your players, you know, that now feels like, hey, we're into the game. We got a chance here, because there was nothing that they were going to be able to hang their hat on up to that point.
Brooks out shooting Summerside 11-3 so far, with a draw back in the Capital zone off the icing call, and it's Summerside that'll get it to the line, but Reed will tip it back in as McDonald's on it behind the net for the Capitals. Drops it off for Jason Seed. Worked up on the wing as Trask will roll it out at center. Muscovi's right there for Brooks, and he'll dump it back in. McDonald on it behind his own net. Tries for the long pass, got it to the blue line, now tipped up. Here's Gallant with it. Down the wing. Just rolls it by Hicks in the corner. Will go after his own dump in. He's tied up by Muscovy, but trying to work the puck here. Hicks looks to dig it out. Tanner Hicks tipped it away, and it's brought up by Mark Renners. Renners now looks for a pass, sends it in front for Mason, then just got away from his stick. Chason back the other way. Gets it up on the wing, and it's Trask that'll try to cut in here, but he's forced wide as Muscovy will take him into the corner. Tipped back to the goal by J.P. Harvey. And it's lifted off the glass and out by Tanner Hicks at center. Reed is on his own here. He's going to take his time and try to drag it into the Capital zone. Now does. And dodged the hit of Wes Herrick at the last second. That's Garrett back behind the net. Dancing off here for McLeese. McLeese now trying to dance away from the traffic. Has a little room in the corner. McLeese back to the point. Billy hands it off again. This time it's Petrozelli with it. Hits it off onto the boards. Has Garrett back to the line. Shot gets blocked, tipped up in the air. Garrett is on it, and his backhander will get up.
I love the fact that Brooks has just come right back. They're still establishing the same game. And why wouldn't they establish it? It's had so much success. The other thing about Brooks, you watch them play, they're really confident playing below the circles and with multiple guys, and they make plays in tight quarters, and they really get the Summerside Capitals turning their backs to the play. Really effective way to keep pressure on your opponent.
The Craft Celebration Tour is taking SportsCenter on the road, and we want to come to your town. Visit craftcelebrationtour.ca. Nominate your community project today. If chosen, your town will receive a $25,000 reward and host a live SportsCenter broadcast. Down low in the corner, here's Mark Logan with it. Hands it off of the boards. Trying to cut into the slot was Tyson McCollum, and his shots off the street to the corner. Smiley trying to play. Alberton in there as well for Summerside. Seed comes in to check Logan. It's back in the net, and Crocot's got it for the Capitals. Played up onto the wing. Maynard can't clear it out. Hustling in with Shane Pilling for Brooks, and he's able to tip it down low. Off the glass, Smiley knocked it down. Stafford trying to move it. Alberton at center ice, drags it up. Got it across on the wing. Here's Maynard with it. It's Maynard curling all the boards. Looks for an outlet. Hands it off. Braid in for the bench with a high shot. Stop. Loose puck in the crease. Down is Frederick, and he's got it in the pile. As it was under his pad with the Capitals buzzing around the net looking for the equalizer.
If I'm Billy McLean, I'm telling our guys, shoot the puck on the goaltender. He's not really, he doesn't look real confident in there. Pucks are laying around there. This is sitting there right here beside him. They can't get it in behind him. But that's the way to create some doubt about Brooks Bandits goaltender. Right here, get the puck to the net. You know, for Michael Frederick, he's got to be a lot tighter with the puck in front of his net on those shots, because people are coming crashing if they think there's loose pucks there.
Tied up off the draw, Brandon Bruce will come up with it as he sends it around for Hicks onto the boards, tipped up by Petrozelli. Down the wing, Patrick Lee enters the Capital zone. He'll hold up in the corner with McDonald on top of him. Lee drops it up. Bruce has got it. Here's Brandon Bruce with room. Snapshot blockered away by Bailey. Puck will go high in the corner. Hicks waits for it to come down. Try to play it behind the Summerside net. After into the corner goes Mackenzie Braid. He'll work it up onto the wing, and Parsons is there to hand it off. McDonald tipped it over. And trying to catch up to it was Luke Warner, but the Bandits are there to dump it right back in. Here's Trask. Throws it across through center. That's into the skates of Warner. Kicked back to the Bandits line as Hicks will dump it right back in. Spencer McDonald on it. Brings it around the boards. Trask had to jump over his stick. The Bandits have to be careful. They were trying to make a line change with that puck heading right in front of their bench. Flipped up through center. Here's Redders settling the bouncing puck down. Into the wing. Redders holding on. Snaps the shot. That one missed on the short side. Trying to catch up. Gets it back down low. Redders tied up back to the net by Volpe. Alberton in to help out for Summerside as well. Head back to the line. Here's Kachuk with it. Holding on. Throws it towards the net. That puck skips wide. And then it's backed up the outside of the net by Dakota Mason. Chevrolet throws it towards the goal. Herrick will block it. And he's going to clear it out here at center as Chevrolet gets run over from behind by Trask at center ice as he dumped it in, and a penalty coming up here to Summerside. The captain will go to the box for boarding, and the Bandits will go to the power play when we return. With just over 5 minutes to go in the first, and it's Brooks leading 2-1. And it's the 2013 RBC Cup on TSN. Well, the Summerside captain in the box for boarding. Brooks will go to the power play.
Yeah, it's not like Brooks needs extended time in the Summerside zone with the power play now. They've been doing a good enough job 5-on-5. And, you know, that's just not a good penalty there. You're in front of the boards at center ice. It's just nothing to be gained by hitting that guy there. Too much to lose. And what Summerside hopes is that it doesn't end up being a 3-1 lead here for Brooks off this penalty.
The Brooks Bandits 3 for 32 on the power play here in the RBC Cup at just 9.4%, while the Capitals have only allowed 2 power play goals and 22 opportunities. Their penalty kill rate 90.9% here at the RBC Cup. As the Bandits now try to break out of their own zone, but Maynard got in the way of that pass. Petrozelli now will hand it off for Shane Pilling, and he'll start back up at center. Pilling brings it in over the line. Transit goes to the net with a centering pass, but it's tipped away and cleared down the ice by Danny Chason. Muscovy will pick it back up. Has to hit the brakes behind his own net. Mackenzie Braid watching from the slot. Doesn't want to let him out here. And now he'll come up on the wing, and it's picked up by Dakota Mason. Cross-ice pass brought in. Cascara will pump it in, and it takes a hard hit as Bailey's out of the net to ring it around the boards. Puck comes free. Cascara trying to move it. Back to the point. Muscovy Hands it off. Here's R.J. Reed. Fakes the shot. Now dumps it in deep. And it's picked up by Redders on the near side. Redders bounce pass off the boards. Muscovy hands it off again as they slow things down. Reed for Redders. Looks towards the net. Traffic in front. Masterick's parked there. Muscovy with a shot. Picked up by Bailey. And the rebound comes onto the stick of Brain. He can't clear it. Now got it up the boards. Dakota Mason will keep it in. Back for Redders. Over to Reed. One-timer. Blocked by Bailey. He's got it and hangs on.
Kevin Bailey, 2 terrific saves here. One with the right pad off the side there. Really good concentration. And this is one by R.J. Reed, who could really shoot the puck. He scored 2 in the semifinal game from that spot. But you watch Bailey, he comes right across, perfect position, and no puck laying around, no rebound. That's outstanding goaltending.
Power play still continues here for Brooks, but the Capitals clear it down the ice. And out of the net is Michael Frederick. And he'll set it up back behind the goal here for R.J. Reed. Reed has a look up ice. 4 seconds to go in the man advantage. Gets it up ahead for Mason and over the line. Trying to tip it in. That's broken up. And out of the box is the captain, Scott Trask. As his team trails by 1 here in the late stages of the opening period. Here's Lee in over the line, but that ends up being an offside called against Brooks.
When you talk about important goals, Christopher Casey, certainly with the team down 2-0, finds a way to get his team back into the game with a goal. And that was a real important penalty kill as well just now, led by their goaltender, Kevin Bailey. What a story he is, too, John.
Kevin Bailey, 27 games played with the London Knights this year. He was part of that successful winning streak run they had going on earlier in the year.
25 games undefeated, and Kevin had 11 straight wins during that streak. He finished the season 18-4 with London, and you got to really give him credit for coming here top of his game in the OHL with the London Knights.
921 save percentage and a pair of shutouts in those 27 games with the Knights. Now trying to lead Summerside here to a national championship, but his team down by 1, and here comes Casey. The goal scorer already, driving it in, knocked down, and the stop's made by Frederick. Kachuk throws it back in center. That one kicked off the boards in front of the Summerside bench. As McDonald will clear it back out. It's tipped into the Capital zone with Volpe on it. Patrick Volpe lifts it off the glass. Back in Kachuk trying to clear it. Knocked down. Here's J.P. Harvey up with it. Harvey tries the shot and it gets blocked. At the point, Volpe plays it back down low, but it's broken up, and Nick Newman tries to clear it out. Casey held it in. Harvey's got it down low. Chason trying to get it back in front for Harvey. It's blocked. Volpe from the point, fires. Stopped by Frederick, looking for the puck, and he's got it out top of the crease, and will hang on. Pressure there by Summerside as they look for the equalizer.
Yeah, and there's Christopher Casey again, who scored the first goal. Another chance there, gets shots to the net there, and we'll get a chance to talk to Christopher after the first period.
Minute 43 remaining here in the opening period, with Brooks leading by 1. And Mitchell Maynard will get tossed out of the draw, so Jonathan Alberton comes in to take it for Summerside. It's Paskaric, and it's the Bandits that are on it. Here comes Smiley. Up at center, he'll dump it in. Out of the net, Bailey trying to play and works it up around the boards. And he'll get it there as it's tipped out at center. Maynard is on it. In over the line. Maynard with a shot. Kicked up by Frederick. Back to the net. Thomas Stafford trying to play it. Cleared up off the glass. Knocked down by Seed at the point. He'll hold it in. Stafford for Maynard in the slot with a shot. Frederick kicked that one away. Stafford now waiting for the pass here. Alberton was tied up, and he breaks free with it. Can't get the backhander away. McLeese without his stick here wants to clear it, and he pushes it out at center ice, but didn't want to get the hand pass there. Now it's stepped in, and that's going to be an icing call against Summerside here in the final minute.
Well, good thing for Summerside. They had some pressure there in the Brooks zone, and that's what you want to try to start to establish. More play in their zone. Get some shots at the goaltender. You don't want to always be defending and not playing with the puck, because that becomes frustrating and becomes a real challenge if you don't have the puck. So really good last 2 minutes here for Summerside.
Here's Hicks getting it down in the corner. Chason will take it back behind his own net through Summerside, handing it off for Volpe. Harvey looking for a spring pass through center. But it's handed off here as Casey will bring it in over the line. Checks up on the boards, got it down low, swung back around where Renners is there waiting for it. He'll clear it out for Brooks. Bocock goes to Nippon right back in. Muscovy will fire it out at center. Picked up by Reed. R.J. Reed for the Bandits. Lifts it in. Bocock knocks it down and clear it off the glass. And it's through Hicks. Here comes Chaso. Back in on the wing, trying to throw it in front for Harvey. Renners read the play though and broke it up. Tanner Hicks puts it off up for Reed too far, and the puck ends up back to the Capital zone. Regrouping, Spencer McDonald out at center. Gallant's got it in. He'll tough it in. That gets gloved by Frederick. He had a look at the clock and wanted to drop it, but is forced to hold on and take the whistle with 7 seconds left in his zone.
And you're right, he did take a look at the clock. He sized up the situation around him, so very aware. And you might want to wish that he could keep playing the puck, but that's just a real good, solid play. Give your team a chance to win the faceoff. Real smart play by the goaltender.
McLaughlin got it back to the point. McDonald trying to hold it in the dying seconds here, but the Bandits will clear it out, and that'll do it for period number 1 in a period that early on was dominated by the Brooks Bandits, but Summerside got a big goal and brought it on a little more in the second half of that period.
They did, but, you know, the Brooks Bandits full marks here. You know, they started off with a lot of pressure, using their speed, their skill, their quickness to put a lot of pressure on the Summerside Western Capitals. And here's the first goal. There's McLeese, the captain. You know, Petrozelli with a real nice play. This is the one that starts right from their own zone. Dakota Mason, though, jumping in and right between the legs, but coming in with speed. And you talk about big goals, important goals. Christopher Casey, he finds a way to fight off the check, and then you see there, Smiley just can't get a stick there to deflect it away. And what a strong, strong play by Casey. And what an important goal for the Capitals.
That's for sure. It got them back on the board in this game. They were being heavily outshot in that first period as well, but now 14-8 the shots in favor of Brooks. But the big goal from Christopher Casey, who joins us right now, and that's a big goal to get your team back in this one. You had the overtime winner to get your team into the game. How important was it, though, to try and rally this crowd back here?
Yeah, you know, they had a strong start. They were going hard on us. Good job on our goalie, only letting 2 in there, and I managed to get a step on the defense in there and got a shot on net and managed to get through. And it's great to get the crowd back on our side after that slow start.
Brooks really came at you early on in that first period. It got you on your heels a bit, but you bounced back late in the period. What is the key here now moving forward in the second to not only equalize this game, but maybe try to take a lead here against a very fast-skating team?
I think we just got to simplify things in our end, you know, chip pucks, because we got away from that in the first period. And, you know, with a team that fast, you can't try and be fancy with it. You got to keep it simple.
Christopher, thanks for this, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Christopher Casey, the goal scorer for Summerside, 5 goals on the tournament, and there's a lot of NHLers that have scored a lot of goals through their careers, and they've played in the RBC Cup. And a feature on that coming up in our intermission when we return to Summerside on TSN.
Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. It's a 2-1 Bandit lead over the Summerside Western Capitals after 1 period of play. Coming up in our first intermission, we're going to hear from 2 members of that team, Madison Dunn and Brandon Bruce. Joining us now is former forward for the Brooks Bandits, Brandon Bruce, from his home out in Cranbrook, British Columbia. Good to be chatting with you, Brandon. How have you been?
Oh, it's good to be chatting with you too, Nathan. It's been pretty good. Business as usual, just keep it on.
We're coming up on, well, we've already passed the 7-year anniversary of the 2013 RBC Cup final, which you played in. Hard to believe it's been 7 years already.
No kidding.
And, you know, we're watching the game here against Summerside. You know, it's so amazing to see the arena with over, 4,000 people in it. It's on national television. It's a great game. You guys end up winning 3-1. What was going through your mind during that final game?
Honestly, hadn't played in a lot of games, like big stage games before. So there was some nerves, but kind of just settled into it, like we had a good team all year. We had been in a few must-win games like the Okotoks series in the South Final there, and having went to Western Canada Cup and having to play Yorkton in an elimination game, like those are two, big games that kind of, I think, really prepped us and tested us so that we were ready for an RBC final. Like I thought we were a pretty calm group, but personally, like definitely the adrenaline was going, the nerves were going. Like it was a great time. So,
what do you remember about what was said before the game or during the intermissions? Like, was it calm in the dressing room, or were things a little tense?
I think we were pretty well prepped for that. When I joined the team, obviously mid-season, the boys were set for, that's what they wanted. They wanted nationals, right? They weren't content with another league championship or, getting to Western Canada Cup and calling it. Like, I think everybody was there for one reason from the time that I got to the team, and that was to win nationals, to win RBC. So when we were there, it seemed like the guys are pretty relaxed. Like definitely there's going to be some nerves and tension that comes along with a game at that stage. But in terms of like being nervous or, shaky, I don't think it was there. So.
There were some great players on that team. You think of guys like Cam McLeese, Anthony Petrozelli, Anthony Pascaruk, RJ Reed. But it was also a very deep team. Guys like yourself, Madison Dunn, who I caught up with earlier. There was a lot of depth, especially at the forward position. What do you think made that team so special?
Definitely the depth, like you said, was huge. I've had lots of people ask me about that team since then. And I think one of the things that made us, like a step above or separated us from any other team, especially I've played on, is the ability to adapt, but be all on the same page. Like I've talked about lots, like we could go 3 lines in a row of 3 different forechecks and everybody was dialed in, everybody was on the same page. Or, we could throw a set play on one draw and then the next line could come out and throw a completely different system at the other team. And to me, like that's like, how do you defend against that? Like you do your video prep, you do your studies on the team you're going to be playing in a playoff series and stuff, and you come up with a game plan to beat that. But I mean, if they're changing on the fly and can all do it in unison and be effective, like I think that was one of our strong points, was we were dialed in there in that respect. So
was there a key moment in that game that you remember that really defined the game? I don't know so much as a key moment, but definitely just, the first period when we were playing our game right off the bat. We weren't playing catch up. We were in a rhythm right off the bat, So it just, like I said, it as much as it was a big stage and nerves and stuff, it just felt like we were ready. This was us kind of thing, right? So. You and many of the members of that team were in Brooks in 2019 when we hosted the Nationals, and what a great week that was. It was great to catch up with all of you and see the team that did it originally come and watch the team that was trying to do the same. What did you remember about the week in Brooks and how special it was to see that year's Bandits go all the way?
Definitely, it was. I think it was the first time I'd been back in the arena since that playoff run. So that was kind of cool, walking through the doors, and the arena had our 2013 picture, I think, on the door. So all of us were like, oh, sweet, like we're on the doors and stuff. And it was cool just to come back to the rink, to be back in that atmosphere, the fans going nuts, like, and then obviously being back with the boys, and it was great. It was a blast. So.
Did it remind you, especially in the final game, when Brooks was playing Prince George, did it remind you at all of your game versus Summerside?
Honestly, I think I was more nervous watching than I was playing, like with a tight game and the momentum swings back and forth. Like when I was playing, it was just like you're riding the waves, the ups, the downs, but you're dialed in, right? But as watching the game, it was just like, holy man, it was stressful, but it was awesome to see the boys win on home ice. It was awesome to see the fan base get to see that on home ice, and it was pretty special. So
you talk about being able to hang out with guys from that team during that week in Brooks. How often do you guys from that 2013 championship team? Do you keep in contact? Have you guys been able to stay up to date with each other?
There's been a few guys. Obviously, probably more the guys that live closer, like Calgary area. They're closer to where I live. I've seen more like Patty Lee there. I golfed with him a couple of times, and Mark Logan and Brandon Kachuk. Like a few of those guys when I've went through Calgary, either traveling through for work or there. Normally I try and get a hold of them or whatnot. But there's a few of the guys we still keep in touch and stuff. So.
Well, it was a really special time, not only in Summerside and Brooks, and I think there's a real connection there between those two teams and just the two tournaments. And games are very similar, which is funny to me because in both games, the Bandits get out to this great start, but then things kind of tighten up a little bit. But you're right, they never chase in either of those games.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool. Really appreciate this, Brandon. Best of all the best this summer and into the fall with what you've got going on out in Cranbrook. Really appreciate you taking time to do this, and hope you can make it out to Brooks soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot, Nathan.
Joining us in the first intermission is a player who spent 3 seasons with the Brooks Bandits, Madison Dunn, who's joining us now from his home just outside Calgary. How are you?
I'm good, Nathan. How are you?
Very good. It's great to be watching this game, the 2013 RBC Cup final, a game that you played in, and of course the team went on to win. I was just going back and I was just watching the game. Such a great start for Brooks in this, and it's a lot similar to the 2019 National Championship final against Prince George. The Bandits came out, got some goals early, and were really pushing the pace. Looking back on this game, what do you remember about the way things started for your team?
I just remember always getting some type of scoring chance when we were out there. Like I never really felt like we were stuck in our zone too much. It's always nice, but our team was always a heavy forechecking team and also really good offensively. So we would pin guys in their zone quite often just by using specific forechecks and whatnot. So, I honestly don't remember too much during those years being stuck in the D zone. So it was always that first period and stuff. I actually got a decent amount of shifts, maybe like 4 or 5, and it was crazy atmosphere too going into that one.
Over 4,000 people were in the arena, and of course it was televised on TSN, so there's a huge audience watching you. Before the game started, what was it like in the dressing room?
Excitement mostly, and just kind of a little bit of nerves here and there. But I remember our team that year kind of knew that we were going to do this. Like it was a pretty strong feeling that like we were going to win it. Like there's really no doubt in our minds coming in. So it's a pretty unique feeling looking back on it. Like I remember morning skates and stuff. It's just all so happy, and it's just really happy to be there, but also like we just know we're going to take this one tonight. So it was pretty cool.
Were you guys kind of coming off a high of that thrilling semifinal game that went to overtime against Minnesota? How was it after that game, knowing that you had an even bigger game the next day?
I don't think it was so much as a high as like if we lost that game, it probably would have been an absolute devastating experience for us. But as any loss was for us that year, but it was more of like, well, like we just got through that one, kind of like we were kind of supposed to win that one, I'd say. So it was kind of just a weight off our shoulders. And like now after we got through that, I think that's kind of what led into some solid confidence going into the finals as well.
So you got out to that 2-0 lead and things were looking really good, but all of a sudden Summerside was able to get one back to make it a 2-1 game, and then it stayed at that score for a good chunk of the game, the rest of the way until Cam had the empty netter. What do you remember then about how things kind of changed after that, things tightened up, and how you guys managed that?
Yeah, well, we were a very technically sound hockey team. Not only like did we have really skilled players, but like our systems in Brooks are bar none the best in the country. So I think our team was phenomenal at sticking with our systems, and just I remember we didn't really play it safe, but we were smart as how we played the game. We never really put the puck in risky areas to cause major scoring chances. I remember them having a couple where you're like, oh, crazy scoring chance, and just a great save by Fred. But yeah, I just remember us, it wasn't playing safe, but we were just playing really smart for the rest of the game.
So that was your first year with the team. You'd go on to play 2 more seasons after that with Brooks. What did you learn from that experience in your first year playing with veterans like Cam McLeese that year, Mark Renners, a bunch of guys that really are well, beloved by this team? What was it like though for them to take you under your wing and learn from them?
Mm-hmm. All those 2 guys that you just said are probably the most mature guys that I had ever met at the time or played with. So it was a big wake-up call for me. I just remember being this 17-year-old excited to come play hockey, and these guys are going into college soon, and you know what, they're pretty much grown men at that time. And it was really cool, man, just not only by the way they played hockey, but how they presented themselves off the ice and how they took areas of their personality off the ice and used it on the ice as well. Those 2 were both insanely patient hockey players, Mark and Cam. So it was cool to see.
That moment when you guys won the national championship and got to come back to Brooks as the #1 team in Canada. I see pictures around the arena of the parade from that day when you guys were just the kings of Brooks. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I will probably never feel that experience again in my life. But I remember coming home and my billets were telling me that people were in like the Tim Hortons parking lot in Brooks, and the game was on the radio, obviously. And when we won, just everybody started honking their horns and stuff like that. So I just remember that story being a pretty like cool feeling that, wow, like somebody was actually doing that for something that I and our team did. So the community of Brooks is crazy how strong it is towards the Bandits. And yeah, there's no better hockey community, honestly.
Madison, I got to ask you about, you're obviously wearing an Alabama Huntsville Gulf shirt right now. So I got to ask you with what's happened in the last week with the program there. Of course, that's where you went and played your NCAA Division I hockey. So it's obviously something that is close to your heart with the news of the program discontinuing. Just some thoughts on what's going there and hopefully some good news on the way.
Yeah, so a couple days ago, just got word that the UAH president and athletic director canceled UAH hockey. It's a Division I hockey team. I played there my last 4 years of hockey. Got a degree and met some amazing people, and it was one of the best 4 years of my entire life. But right now there is hope, and lots of people are donating to help get the program alive. So if you are listening to this, there are links going around to donate to keep the program alive and grow Southern hockey. And honestly, my teammates are losing their opportunity to play Division I hockey. So that's also another good reason to support those guys and keep their dreams alive. So it's tough to see because it was an awesome time and they gave me an opportunity to play D1 hockey, which was a dream of mine. So yeah, crazy time right now.
Finally, Madison, just wanted to end on, of course, you're playing in France now, which it must be a great experience. There's some former Bandits that are also over there playing with you. And I guess I just want to wrap things up with, what did playing for Brooks, being a Bandit, how did that prepare you then to go to Alabama Huntsville and then now start playing pro in France?
Oh, it's one of the biggest parts of my life, honestly. I mean, I had 3 years to grow and develop as a hockey player, but most importantly as a person. I think my first year as a Bandit, if you met me then, and then if you met me as my last year as a Bandit, you'd say I was a completely different person. So I did grow as a hockey player, but I think I grew as a person way more when I was in Brooks, just through Ryan and the coaching staff, all my billet family and my teammates. So Brooks means a lot to me, and without Brooks, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. So extremely grateful.
Awesome. Well, it's been a lot of fun watching this game. 7 years ago already that this national championship was played.
Great.
Time definitely moves. But really appreciate you taking some time to catch up with us. Best of luck in France, and have a great summer. Take care.
Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. You as well.
To Summerside, John Bartlett and Craig Button here in an entertaining hockey game so far. The hometown team had a very big goal to get themselves back into this contest here, and no doubt the play of the period, because the Capitals now have a chance here in this game. It wasn't looking good early on. Brooks controlled the pace.
No, you're exactly right. The pace, the tempo, they were in full control of it. When you talk about Christopher Casey getting a big important goal, I mean, this is it right here. This is the definition of it. This is, as they like to say at the good old hockey game, it might have been over and out if he doesn't get the team back into it. More importantly, get the crowd back into it. But he fights off the check there, and then he holds the puck just far enough away from the right shot Smiley to not allow it to be deflected. Such an important goal.
So now you look ahead to the second period here, and Brooks, you know, they dominated that opening part of the period. But now, what do you think both coaches are stressing to each team in the room?
Well, if I'm Ryan Papawanau, I'm just saying we got to keep playing that. Keep playing with skill. Keep playing with speed, because they're having a tough time holding up to it. They're really getting some really good, strong play. A lot of turnovers in the neutral zone, too, that they're taking advantage of. Their defense are pushing up and initiating the play. If you're the Summerside Western Capitals and Billy McGuigan, you got to find a way to alleviate that pressure. I like what they did late in the period. They were just getting the puck and winging it around the boards, and the high forwards were breaking, and then they got to keep the puck in the offensive zone. We saw that in the last 2-3 minutes of that period, and they had some sustained play. There's got to be a lot more of that, because if they let Brooks dictate it, there's not going to be a very good ending to this game for the Western Capitals.
Well, it was a great ending in Summerside in 1997 when this team hosted the RBC Cup and they won the tournament. They were coached by Gerard Gallant. He and Terry Simpson, the only two coaches to win both the RBC Cup and Memorial Cup. And Gerard Gallant will join us when the second period comes up next here on TSN. Two goals in a span of 1 minute and 20 seconds for the Brooks Bandits. Anthony Petrozelli and Dakota Mason, the goal scorers, but then it was Christopher Casey responding for Summerside, and it's a 2-1 Brooks lead after 20 minutes of play, with the shots 14-8 in favor of the Bandits as we get set for period number 2 back here in Summerside of the RBC Cup 2013 edition. And Michael Frederick has got to be sharp here in net, because I've got a feeling Craig Summerside might come out with a little bit of an extra attack here to start period number 2.
Yeah, you know, I think they want to build on the last 3-4 minutes of that first period and try to spend some time testing the goaltender at the other end, because he wasn't, as I said earlier, he wasn't really tidy with the puck in front of his net. And that's a signal. Get there, you might get some loose pucks.
The Western Capitals and Bandits ready to go here in period number 2 as Danny Chasson lines up at center with Anthony Paskaric. And Paskaric had to go off his skate. It comes back to the Bandits line as Mosconi is on it. He'll back up in his own zone. Feeds it across onto the wing as Tanner Hicks will get it to center. McLeese up off the boards. Paskaric will tip it in, but Petrozelli got ahead of the play. That results in an early offside. Well, in 1997, Summerside hosted the RBC Cup, and they won it here as a host team, something that they're trying to do here again today. And of course, Summerside is a city that's full of some NHL talent. As Casey tries to get in over the line, the puck comes back out at center. The Seed is on it, as it's dumped back in by Procock, and off the stick of Frederick trying to get in. Casey in the corner looking to play it up the boards. Petrozelli will get it across on the wing. And Hicks is there to clear it out. That's off the skate of Prokop back into the Summerside zone. Bailey got it off the boards, but it comes back to the point. Shot towards the net, tipped it wide. Reed is on it. Reed comes off the wing, in the slot, dropping it for Mason, tipped on goal, and clubbed by Bailey, who holds on. And as we said, plenty of NHL talent has come from Summerside, lives in Summerside, and the coach of that 1997 team is here in the booth with us, Gerard Gallant, who of course now is assistant coach with the Montreal Canadiens as well. Great to see you. How is it being home and seeing this event in a full building here today?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been here all weekend long, and like you said, it's a great building here, and they got a full house today. So it's great to see the host team playing well in the championship game.
What memories do you have of 97? Maybe what comes back to your mind here watching this unfold here today?
Unbelievable memories. I mean, it was, like I said, it's my hometown, and we played in a championship game, and we were fortunate enough to win 4-3 against South Surrey, and we had an old building back then. It was for 2,500 people, and you couldn't get another person in the building. So it was a great memory, and something I'll always remember.
And a chance here for the Capitals as McLaughlin jammed it on net, but that got stopped.
And again, try to keep the pressure on, work the puck towards the net. And, you know, Gerard, you're no stranger to at the NHL level, and I know you implored your players a lot of success winning the Memorial Cup, but try to get to the net and try to create some problems for the goaltender.
Yeah, like you just said, I mean, I keep telling that to all the kids, take the puck to the net, quick little plays around the net, and that's where you score your goals.
Off the draw, it is brought back out now as the Bandits carry him at center. Here's Smiley with a long dump in. Bailey will steer that to the corner. Smiley tied up to the plate. Dunn trying to move it back in the net. Off the back of the goal. Reid will tie his man up. Comes free onto the wing. Parsons has got a rolling puck though. Threw it in behind Warner. He'll have to hustle after it at center, but Tillman's there. And he dumps it back in and takes the hit. Dunn can't reach into the slot. Capitals bear it at center. Warner had to go off his stick and missed the check. Dunn up with it. Dunn gets in on the wing. Bruce heading to the goal. Drops it off for Lee. Lee trying to find room in the slot for Hicks. Walking in with a shot. And Bailey got a piece of that one with a glove as it's tipped over the net. Back on the wing again. Bandits trying to keep the pressure on. Hicks from a Scobie near side. Down low in the corner. Brandon Bruce up with it. Trying to throw it in front. It's off the skate. The Capitals have it. They'll skate it at center. Here comes McDonald trying to catch up to it on the wing. Spencer McDonald down to the corner, gets knocked down. Here's Brandon Bruce. Ball handed off back to the net for Tanner Hicks. Hicks with a backhand pass up on the wing. Nashville trying to dump it in, turned over though. And it's brought back out by Maynard, who threw a blind pass over on the wing, and the Bandits get it back. Puck gets by Seed down the ice. That'll end up being an icing call against Brooks.
We've talked about Kevin Bailey time and time again, and I guess we'll continue to talk about him, but you watch how quickly he reads this play, and then he gets right out and right over and makes a great save. That's the type of goaltending you need in a one-goal game.
Summerside's a great town, and a plethora of NHL talent has come through here, including yourself, of course, Gerard, but that's got to be a proud sort of thing for the town and everyone to brag about everyone that's come from here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's a small little town, but there's been, you know, Errol Thompson, myself, Kent Taylor, there's been some guys from Summerside playing the National League. So, but this is great. Like I said, to come home here and see a national championship in your home building and to watch this, it's a great event. And like I said, the Summerside team played very well, and we're real proud of it.
And the hockey circles and the literary world collide here as well. We'll explain that story in a second as Seed fires it back in around the boards. Chevrier waiting for it, and now he'll find it and carry it up to center. Hands it off to Petruzzelli. Petruzzelli with a long shot in. It's gloved by Bailey, and he'll hold on. And well, Gerard Gallant here, of course, 1997 championship. The banner hangs here from the rafters in this building. And, you know, such a plethora of hockey talent, as we said. PEI, of course, known for their NHL talent, but also for Lucy Maud Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. But the connection to hockey ties in rather well here. Lucy Maud Montgomery used to spend a lot of time at Silver Birch. It was a house and a farm that belonged to her Aunt Annie, who Anne of Green Gables, the name is based after. That Aunt Annie is the great-grandmother of Cassie Campbell Pascal. Of course, a star on the women's stage and now in broadcasting as well. And Cassie said she used to spend a lot of time at Silver Birch at her grandmother's house. The Campbell family still runs it now. They run it as the Anne of Green Gables Museum. And it's kind of an amazing story how that all ties together with Anne of Green Gables, how popular Green Gables, of course, is with Prince Edward Island, but it still has a hockey connection.
Yeah, exactly. And I talked a lot with Cassie this winter, working with the hockey and between periods, so she's a great person.
Here's Petrozelli trying to move it in the corner. Got it up on the boards. Harvey is there. Cleared it out at center off the stick of Billing. Now brought back up Petrozelli. Hands it off here and it's brought in on the wing. McLeese trying to get to the net. His shot got blocked. Jason's got it on the attack for Summerside. Looked it up for Casey. Had to look for it over his shoulder. Can't tip it in as Petrozelli hits it back in on the wing. Here's Peskarik with a shot right off the glove of Bailey, and that one will go to the corner. Petrozelli trying to move it on the boards. Peskarik in there as well. Now low, quick snapshot on it. Bailey with a sharp save there off of Mark Logan, but Logan gets it back. Curling, trying to throw it in the slot. Off the skate, comes right back side of the net. And a pass up from Muscovy as he pitches it for the point. Throws it on net. Bailey blocked it on the short side. Puck goes to the corner. Jason works it up the wing, but can't get it out. Here's Logan, dumping it back down low into the corner. Nick Newman on it. Newman will chase it around to the far side for the Bandits. Lost the handle on it, and it comes back out at center. And the Brooks Bandits have to regroup. Newman skates it back into the corner. Harvey drops it off for McDonald. Spencer McDonald here wants to take some time. Tries to bat it back behind the net, and it's picked up as McDonald gets it up out of the wing. Jason trying to spring Maynard off the line, and he can't pick it up into the corner. Hicks trying to move it, tipped away. Alberton can't come up with it, and that puck will come back out at center. Fired right back in by Jason Seed, and it's stopped behind the goal. As Michael Frederick will leave it there for Muscovy. He's in a little bit of trouble, and he's able to get it out with McCollum waiting for it. Up at center, Bruce trying to deflect it in. That one tipped as it rolled down the back of Mitchell Maynard in front of the Brooks bench, and he's now dumped back into the Bandit zone.
There are 4 players here for the Summerside Western Capitals have won Memorial Cup, including 2 with your St. John Sea Dogs. What do you make of that experience here and these guys really coming in and trying to win another championship at this level?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like you said, there's 4 players, 2 with Shawinigan and then 2 with St. John. And like you said, those guys are so excited to be playing in the championship. And I talked to them the other day with Jason Seed and along with Spencer McDonald, and they're really excited. And they said the experience is great. I mean, be it here in Summerside, and Spencer's from the island, so he knows about it. But for them to have a chance to win back-to-back championships like that will be something special for them.
We should also, you know, we talk about Summerside PEI and Gerard, obviously an NHLer, but, you know, very unique company, John. Only 2 coaches have won the RBC Cup, formerly the Centennial Cup, and a Memorial Cup. You're one of them. Can you name the other guy?
No, I can't.
Terry Simpson with the Prince Albert Raiders. So
I was going to say Brian Murray.
Very unique company you're in.
You guys are real good. No, I didn't know that.
You know, they wouldn't mind in Montreal if you added the 3rd one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that'd be really exciting, wouldn't it?
Here's Gallant along the boards, trying to get it to the point for Volpe. Up back in, Volpe on the back end will lift it in deep. Hands it off to the corner here, trying to break the check. McLaughlin gets it back to the point. Shot towards the goal, goes wide. Oh, and a chance there at the side of the net for Gallant. As Frederick was down, he couldn't get a stick on it to tip it over his arm. Back the other way, Mark Renners hands it off for Reed. Stopped by Volpe. Gallant's got it back up ice for the Capitals again. Skates at the center and his stick lifted on the back check by R.J. Reed, and that's going to be a penalty with a power play coming up. Gerard, thanks very much for joining us. Great to see you again. Look forward to seeing you back in Montreal next year.
For sure. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
2-1, the Bandits leading, and a power play for Summerside coming up when we return to the RBC Cup on TSN.
Now you see Summerside getting ready to go to the power play, trying to get these fans excited, up out of their seats and cheering for a goal. This is it right here, and you see here coming up the boards a little hook, and you might say it's a little one. You don't have to be big to be called penalties, and that's one. Again, neutral zone, reach it in like that, not a very good penalty for the Brooks Bandits.
Puck comes up off the boards. Here's Seed trying to lift it in deep. That goes off the leg. Summerside 3 for 32 on the power play here in the RBC Cup. As the Bandits had the best penalty kill, 2 for 22. Back to the line. Seed's got it again. Has a look to the net. Hands it off now, and he gets it back from Casey. Over near side, Rasmussen to Seed. Across for Casey. Back for Seed. Holding, shoots, but save made by Frederick as he had to look through traffic, and he hangs on. North America, think you've seen it? Not like this. Check out the breathtaking series, 5 years in the making. North America premieres tonight at 9 Eastern on Discovery. 29 seconds shaved off the power play here for Summerside. And Chason comes in for the draw. Harvey trying to play it. Comes across on the wing, and that gets dumped back down the ice by McLeese. See. Will play it now around behind his net. Knocked back in. Here's Casey. After it in the corner. Tipped away, and tight. Harvey had to roll off the stick. Petrozelli back up by shorthanded for Brooks. Down the wing, throws it on net. Bailey's got that one, and he quickly clubs it off here as he'll give it away to Justin Rasmussen. Back up on the wing, Chason. Up ahead at center. Enters the zone, holds on to the puck, drops it for Casey in the slot with a shot. That got blocked. Bandits back up by shorthanded now. Through center, it's tipped in by Chevrier, but intercepted by McDonald. And Spencer McDonald will bring it back the other way. Holds it now, takes it in the corner. McDonald drops it off to the corner, played back to the net. Harvey has got it off the back of the goal, looking to move it. Petrozelli steps in there for the Bandits. Alberton trying to dig it out. He comes free in the corner, and he's got it. Beats the point. McDonald winds, hands it across, off the near post. Rebound, Alberton fires, and it's blocked by Petrozelli. McDonald on it again. Another drive by Casey, and that's picked up by Frederick. Casey's got it again. Looks to the net, tees it off, right on goal, and Frederick with a stop. This time, no rebound as he hangs on.
Well, Christopher Casey, really testing out Michael Frederick. And you talk about getting the puck away quick. This is the first one off the outside of the post. But then Michael Frederick, fantastic job here of not allowing a rebound there. Just a perfect opportunity. This is what you want from your goaltender in this situation.
Alberton had it knocked off his stick here, and the Capitals have to back up at center. Bullpen. Oh, working over to Crowcock now, brought back in. Here's Maynard with it, feeds it across. Near side, Alberton up with it as the power play is over. Takes the check, puck's still free, but it's off the stick of Trask and back out at center. As we approach the midway mark here, period number 2 with the Brooks Bandits leading the Summerside Western Capitals 2-1.
A successful part of this first half of the second period for the Summerside Western Capitals. Really playing strong, not spending a lot of time in their own zone. That's a big part of this game and something they needed to do following the first period.
And an icing call here against the Bandits. We'll bring it back down to the Brooks zone. But the Capitals and the Bandits both with a power play opportunity in this game.
And good goaltending by both Kevin Bailey and Michael Frederick to not allow a goal on those power plays. But I do like the way PEI, Summerside, is really playing right now here. Dictating more of the play, getting some sustained pressure in the other team's zone.
Here's Reed up with it with a backhand to center, knocked down by Jason C. Played up for Casey onto the wing. Chason, a little bit of room here. Takes it down back in the net. Hicks will force him wide. Holds onto the puck. Danny Chason with a drop pass. Nobody there in the corner to get it. As Reed will carry it off the glass and get it back down the ice. As Spencer McDonald is there to pick it up. Long feed for Casey. Through center. That's onto the tape of Harvey. Back for Chason. Fires. And Frederick has an easy time with that one in the Brooks goal, and he'll hold on.
But again, you see Summerside right up from their own zone. Spencer McDonald quickly turning up ice, finds the outlet guy. And now they're moving up the ice with a lot more symmetry, with a lot more cohesiveness. And now again, another face-off in Brooks' end. Put some pressure on them. Put some pressure on the goaltender.
Brooks finishing up their line change. And Lee takes the draw against McLaughlin. Craig McLaughlin won it. Trask will drop it down in the corner. Gallant back to the net trying to play. Gallant looks to play it out front. That goes off his stick. Having room. Chance moments running at a time. Wrap around attempt here, and he's stuffed by the pad of Frederick against the post. Petrozelli from center. Dumps it in. And the Caleb out of the net. Will play it up into the corner. That got knocked down, though. Brandon Bruce was there. He's immediately checked by Wes Herrick. Now it comes free. Here's Lee dancing his way in front. And a penalty coming up here to Summerside as Lee got tripped up trying to get in the slot for a shot And the Bandits will get their second crack on the power play.
Yeah, Craig McLaughlin got beat there on the circle, and then he trips him up there. You know, you got to be really careful on those knee-type penalties. You know, it ends up being a tripping. You don't want it to be more than that because you don't need to be down for 5 minutes at this point in the game. But again, Brooks' speed and quickness, attacking to the net. That's how you draw a penalty.
So McLaughlin in the box. Bandits with their second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1 and 3 shots on their ice attempt. Up through center. It is brought in by McLeod. Up and in. Bailey stops it back in the net. Spencer McDonald fired around the boards, but it's held up by the skates of Patrick Lee. He'll feed the point. Piling, walking in. Plays it back across for Lee. Now near side, Smiley will settle down a rolling puck. Feeds it back along the line again. Shane Pilling across for Smiley. He's going to walk to the middle of the ice. Plays it down low in the corner. Lee across from McLeod. That got tipped away. Smiley on it again. Little reverse here. Sends it into the corner. Patrick Lee back up high for Smiley. Wrist shot to the net. Blocked in front by Seed. McDonald will tip it to the corner. Petrozelli comes up with it. Petrozelli takes his time. Back to the corner for Lee. He'll throw it up high to the point. Smiley walks along the line, tees it up, fires a shot wide. McLeod's had to go over his stick, and it's picked up by Maynard, short-handed. Hands it off mid-center. Here's Travis with it in over the line. Wrist shot. Frederick with a stop. He blocks it. Has a look around, and now will hand it off as the Bandits break back up ice again. McLeod's into the slot with a shot. But Volpe got his stick in the lane of that one. Now Volpe, after it back to the net, takes his time here, got it off the glass, and that one will end up going to the ice.
You know, we talked about Jason Seed. He won a Memorial Cup with the St. John Sea Dogs. He made 2 outstanding plays on that penalty kill. Number 1, intercepting a pass, and then stepping up and blocking another shot through. Just a real calming influence on the blue line for Summerside.
Pescaric to the point. Muscovy back for Pescaric. Hands it off of the boards. Renners to the line. Muscovy with traffic in front. Gives it out for Mark Renners. Renners again. Across for Reed. Fires a shot. It's blocked in front, and it's cut up in the pants of Wes Herod. And he's down there. No doubt that one is going to sting a little, as that was a rocket of a shot to get in the way of.
Well, again, we've talked about R.J. Reed. He scored 2 goals on the power play in the semifinal game from that spot on the ice. He really gets it away on the one-timer in a quick and heavy way. So you see Herod come across here. They know this young man can shoot, but he moves right over there quickly. You know that stings. Well, I don't know if it stings. Maybe you do. You are a goalie. I never block shots. I just get out of the way. I said the goaltender had all the heavy equipment. Why should I be using my meager equipment to block shots?
Out of the box now is the Capitals, McLaughlin, and we're back at even strength with the Brooks Bandits holding on to the 2-1 lead here over Summerside. Puck jumped over the stick of Tanner Hicks at the point, back down to the Brooks zone, and Chris Muscovy is back on it. Being chased behind the net, drops it off here as Tanner Hicks will get it up off the glass. That one's out at center. Popped over the stick of Bruce. Seed in his own zone. Hands it off. Here's Casey. Settling it down, trying to get in towards the net. It's poked away with Rasmussen going after it. And now brought up at center by Reed. One-on-one, back against Seed, waiting for help. Reed takes it to the outside, throws it on net. Bailey poked it away. Hooked out, crashing into the end boards there was McDonald, who was all tangled up with Brandon Bruce. Chase on back the other way on the attack for the Capitals. Trying to drive the net, look to center it in front. They'll take it in the corner now. Flips it up in the air and hands it off. Onto the wing. Rasmussen back in the corner. Chase on hit from behind by Chevrier. The crowd wanted a call there. They won't get one. Puck brought up through the middle. Harvey trying to line up Pescaric, but he dodged out of the way. Pocock clears the center. Bruce lost it. And the line change there for Brooks got a little sloppy, but Pescaric will get called for roughing. And Summerside goes to the power play when we return. You want to win a championship? You got to pay the price.
RBC is proud to support amateur hockey programs in Canada, helping our young athletes thrive both on and off the ice. As a premier partner of Hockey Canada, we support teams from across the country as they compete for the RBC Cup, Canada's National Junior A Championship.
Anthony Paskaric in the box for roughing, and the Summerside Western Capitals are going to get their second power play.
Yes, they are, and these aren't the type of penalties you want to take. I mean, this is a very good player, Anthony Paskaric, and just to punch a guy behind the head there. They're just, I mean, those types of penalties are the ones you just can't take. That's lack of discipline and understanding where you are in the game.
Here's Casey, the goal scorer for Summerside. Got it in the slot. Chase on. New tied, and that one rolled under the stick of Harvey at the last second. And the Bandits will clear it to the line. Casey keeps it in. Christopher Casey holds up, gets it down low in the corner. Taken by Harvey back in the net. Near side, Rasmussen at the line for Seed. Seed looks to the net, holds, back for Rasmussen. Waits, gives it off to Seed. Far side now, Capitals. Get it to Seed again with a shot. It's blocked by McLeese in front and cleared down the ice.
Ryan Papawanau said to us that McLeese, you know, that group of players, Petrozelli, those guys are his go-to line for everything. We just saw it there on that penalty kill. His captain blocking a shot, his leading scorer blocking a shot. That's what it's all about. You talk about paying the price to win, that's paying the price.
Bruce clears it down the ice here as Jason Seed is back on it. Here comes Seed, starting up. Beats it out for Jason, slipped under his stick. Now he'll ring it across for Rasmussen, and ups it in. The check going after it. Maynard in there as well, trying to play. Maynard in the corner, hands it off here for Harvey. Harvey's all tangled up by Kachuk, got it back for Mitchell Maynard. Maynard now trying to spin free. Looks for an outlet pass here. Maynard all the way to the point. Now he's got some room. Maynard into the slot. Hands it off. Chaseall's shot is stopped by Frederick. Spencer McDonald heads it back down to the corner. Kachuk trying to play. All tangled up there. Comes off the boards at the line. Held in. Nice play by McDonald to keep it onside. Rasmussen over to Maynard. Back for McDonald. Fired wide as Harvey trying to get a stick on it for a redirect to the side of the goal. Here's Rasmussen again. Holds it. Looks to the net. Hands it off to McDonald. Side of the net. Intended for Harvey off the toe of his stick. Chaseall back in the goal trying to play. Power play is over. Harvey after it in the corner. Drops it back to the net. Chaseall trying to play, but in there to get it is Paskaric, and he'll clear it out down the ice as McDonald is back on it in his own zone of retreat.
Now we should talk a little bit about J.P. Harvey. He's walked around this week with crutches because of a leg injury. You talk again about paying the price and doing everything he can to help the team win. I think J.P. Harvey exemplifies that to the greatest extent.
Here's Trask in the corner trying to kick it free. Petrozelli in there as well for the Bandits. Trying to poke it away from the skates. Trask though knocked down. He's got the puck underneath him. And he'll hold it long enough for a whistle. With 4 minutes remaining here in the second, and the Brooks Bandits still holding on to a 2-1 lead over the Western Capitals from Summerside in the RBC Cup on TSN. Well, it's been a great crowd all week here, and whether you're watching in Medicine Hat, Alberta, in Summerside, from coast to coast, we welcome you to Prince Edward Island. And of course, hats off to all the volunteers that put so much time and effort in to put on an event like this. And they've done a great job all week long here in Summerside, Prince Edward Island. So tip of the cap to everyone that has worked so hard behind the scenes to put on the 2013 edition of the RBC Cup. And they're hoping that their hometown Western Capitals can rally back in this one, trailing the Brooks Bandits from Alberta 2-1 here late in the second. And it's the Bandits up with it now as Reed will lift it high deep in the corner. McDonald takes it back to the net for Summerside. Spencer McDonald hands it off on the wing, brought up by Seed, turn it over at center. Dakota Mason has got it. He's got Ritters with him. Mason to Ritters, right through the top of the crease, and that one comes out the other side. Oh, and a chance there for the Bandits. Gallant trying to clear it out. Back in the corner now. Summerside's on it again, and up on the wing, Gallant has got it. Hands it off onto the wing. Tipped up and deflected in by Craig McLaughlin. But Brooks will turn it back up ice. In on the wing, Tanner Hicks with it. Throws it on net, and Bailey handles that one easily to get the whistle.
Well, you talk about partner play. You know, Jason Seed throws the puck up there. A real good read by the Brooks Bandits, and they come on there on the attack. But Spencer McDonald does a really nice job. You're going to see him right here. Just kind of reaching. It forces Mason to be able to have to make a perfect play there. There's Seed whipping it up through the middle. You know, you look at a player like Dakota Mason, he's looking to read that play, but Spencer McDonald, I'm not a big guy for the elongation, but that was a real good one there. It forced him to his backhand. He couldn't finish the play to Renners. So my good friend Steve Koulias always says, the elongation done right is a good play. That was done right by Spencer McDonald.
McLeese won the draw here, and it's brought in by Smiley in the corner. All tied up on the play, got a backhander towards the net. That got blocked. Smiley's right back on it. Chase on top of him. Petruzzelli up within the corner. He has one of the Bandits goals for Brooks in this game. Now it's handed off. Jason has to tip it away, and he gets it up for Casey. Passing his skates, but he's able to bat it out at center. Harvey held up in the line, will backhand it in deep. Petruzzelli back on it for Brooks. Will ring it around. That hopped over the stick of Smiley. It's batted towards the net by Harvey, a block. Shane Pilling will clear it back up. Up off the glass. Harvey can't knock it down. Petruzzelli will send it right back to the Capital zone. Retrieved here by Mackenzie Braid. Up in center. Big hit. Casey shakes it off. Goes after the puck to the Brooks zone, but it got cleared out. Here comes Lee with it. Patrick Lee in on the wing. Snapshot towards the net. Braid got back to block it. Brandon Bruce trying to bat it towards the goal. That got stopped. Alberton will get it up for Rasmussen. It can't clear it out at the line. He was checked by Mark Logan. Here's Lee after it again for Brooks in the corner. Trying to go up the half boards with it. Braid in there as well. He'll collide with Alberton though. The puck comes free. Bruce in the slot. Puts it to the goal. Bailey will kick it away to the corner. Brokaw hands it back up on the wing. Maynard trying to get it out here. He's got to spin away from the check of Kachuk. Bruce up with it. Fired on net. Stopped by Bailey. Logan back around the goal with it. Take it into the corner. Rasmussen trying to dig it out for the pile, and he'll come up with it. Justin Rasmussen hands it out for Maynard. Maynard trying to escape Renners and does. Shakes him off. Gets it up at center, and he'll feed it across on the wing. That one, though, off the stick of Jonathan Alberton. Now he's able to deflect it in, and the Bandits have to go after it, but that won't work because the faceoff will come back down to the Summerside zone.
You look at the first 13, 14 minutes of the first period and how well Brooks Bandits played and really applying the pressure, and then Christopher Casey getting that goal. And then Christopher Casey talked after the first period about how they had to get back to playing more of the game. He used the word keeping it simple. It's also playing smart. That's exactly what Summerside has done here in this second period. You have to be impressed with the way they've adjusted to the speed and quickness of Brooks.
McDonald hands it off here, and it's McLaughlin that'll get it up in center. Trash trying to deflect it in. Now it is helped in by McLaughlin, as Hicks will go after it in the corner of the Brooks zone. Backs it up the boards. Renners can't clear it out. Held down low by Summerside. Here's Trask trying to kick it free. Hicks right on his back. He has a little bit of size advantage here. Now it's tied back into the pile again. Five of the fight for it, and it finally comes free as Renners will move it up towards center. Dakota Mason across for Reed in on the wing. Jason C. tipped it off his stick. Played around back to the net. Final half minute here of the second period. Trask rolls it out at center, dodged the check. Now it's batted back up by Hicks, as R.J. Reed will fire it back into the Summerside zone. Cleared back out at center. That went off the stick of R.J. Reed, though, and the Bandits regroup.
And Mark Renners is going to join us after the second period to tell us a little bit about what Brooks needs to do now.
Here's Reed firing a shot that just missed on the glove side, and time will run out here in period number 2 as R.J. Reed just missed that far goalpost in the dying seconds of the second period. (27-16), the shots in favor of the Bandits as they outshoot Summerside 13-8 in that second period. No goals to speak of, but a couple of good chances at either end.
Yeah, well, we go back to the first period, and you see Petruzzelli off the pass from McLeese. Just a superb play. And then this is the one I just love, this 200 feet of hockey. And you see Dakota Mason taking advantage of it. But again, right now, still the big moment in the game. Christopher Casey getting Summerside on the board and getting the crowd into the game with his goal. And he was real dangerous in the second period as well. So you got a 2-1 game after 2 periods. It only sets up for grab in the third as one of these teams tries to bring home, literally and figuratively, the RBC Cup.
And both players familiar with one-goal games, including Mark Renners of the Brooks Bandits, who joins us right now. He had the OT winner yesterday in the semifinal against Minnesota, and your team has certainly been in a lot of one-goal games this year. Your coach was saying this is not any new territory for you, is it?
No, we practice this all year. I mean, there's no easy teams in Canada, and I mean, we got to keep playing hard like we always do, and I mean, it's just prepared us for this point.
How do you temper your expectations here in this game? You had such a great start, and now it's been a tight checking game here through the first 40 minutes in a one-goal contest. What do you do going into the third period to try and capitalize on this opportunity that you have here?
I mean, both teams are pushing really hard, and I think we just got to play really well defensively, stick to the simple things, and get the puck out when we need to, and hopefully battle to the end.
Mark, thanks for this, and good luck in the third period.
Thank you.
Mark Renners of the Brooks Bandits, who have a one-goal lead after 40 minutes of play, maybe are 20 minutes away from the RBC Cup. And in the intermission, we'll look at a few other players that have had a chance to win it and have moved on to big things in their careers.
Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We're in the second intermission. Brooks still with a 2-1 lead on Summerside. Our guests coming up in the second intermission, we have Eric Chevrier and RJ Reed, members of the 2013 National Championship winning Bandits. Joining us now is former Bandits defenseman Eric Chevrier. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great, doing great. It's so much fun to watch this game, one of the most significant games in this team's history, the very first national championship victory for the Brooks Bandits. As you watch this game, what's going through your mind reflecting on that day?
It's funny. That was a pretty special team to play on for a lot of different reasons. Just the guys on the team, the players being one of them. And it's just funny you get to go back and watch everybody play together and really just how well we actually played together was the thing that I think is the most amazing about that team is I haven't really played on a hockey team, I can say, that came together like that group of guys and played so well together, which is what led to our ultimate success is that we had the right people, we had the right personnel, we had the right group of guys to win that championship, and we did.
It's quite the game. You got out to that great start, the 2-0 lead, but then Summerside's able to get the 1 goal back, and then it stays a 1-goal game for a good chunk of the game from then on. What do you remember about that moment and how you guys responded to such a highly intense atmosphere with a huge crowd, national televised game? How do you think, or what do you remember about how you guys handled that?
You know what? The funny thing I do definitely remember about that is before the game and the speech Pap gave us, he didn't say much. He just kind of came in the room and said, "We've prepared all year for this. I don't think I need to tell you guys anything that you haven't heard already. All we have to do is go out and win another hockey game." And that's what we did. And I got to give it to Summerside. I mean, they didn't roll over and take it. They were a very good hockey team as well. And, it was such a tight game. I think it was a tighter game than it actually looked. But I think it was tight like that because of Summerside's goalie, who I actually went on to play with after we left Queens. After I left Brooks and he left Summerside, we went on to play together at Queens. So I know just exactly how good he is, and he is a very good goalie. And I think if they didn't have him in net, it might have been more of a spread maybe to that game.
Yeah, you jumped up to that great start and really you were out skating Summerside there in the first period and really dictating the game. And it reminded me a lot of the 2019 national final, Brooks and Prince George, because the Bandits, as you know, came out and just took it to the Spruce Kings in that period. You were in Brooks for the 2019 national championship. What was it like watching that team and comparing that with your team?
They're very different. Both very good teams, obviously. I mean, both national championship caliber teams. I will say that I think the 2019 team was a bit more one-dimensional than our team. Our team, we could kind of span. We could play whatever kind of hockey game you wanted to play, and we were good enough to do that. If you wanted to be physical, we would beat you up. If you wanted to play a skill game, we would outskill you. If you wanted to play a passing game, we could outpass you. If you wanted to fight, we could fight too. So I will say that I think our team had a better balance of players, but I also think that kind of dictates the way the game's going nowadays. You know what I mean? it seems to be transitioning to more of a skill and speed kind of game. And they definitely had a lot of that in 2019. I mean, they're an impressive team to watch for sure. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased because I played on the 2013 team, so I think we're better. But
hey, and I hope some of them are watching that are on that 2019, because I've always thought, I wonder what would happen if the 2013 team played the 2019 team.
Well, I think I got a pretty good handle on what would happen, but I don't think they'd like it very much.
Are you still playing? Like, do you still play any type of hockey?
Yeah, so I play a couple, men's league here and there. I try to still kind of stick with it. It's I've definitely switched over just to playing for fun now, which is actually definitely a big. It's a much different game. It's nice to just go out there and kind of mess around and not take it so seriously,
Looking back on that 2013 championship win, after you guys won it, the celebration, coming back to Brooks, it was a huge moment for our city. There's pictures everywhere around our office of the parade from that championship win. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was truly incredible. It was incredible, obviously, because we won the national championship. So that by itself was exciting. But then coming back to Brooks and just seeing how much winning that game and that tournament meant for everybody at home. Do you know what I mean? It was a big moment for us, definitely, but it was a big moment for the whole town. And everybody kind of really came together at the parade, and it was so exciting, and everybody was just so happy for us, and we were so happy for everybody too. You know what I mean? We had worked hard to get there, and we thought, the town, there's such a faithful hockey town, and they have the best junior A fans in the country. I would say that for sure, and I think they deserve that just as much as we did. They came out and they watched us all year. They had our backs. We were winning hockey games, and they were coming out and supporting us. So it was just. It was kind of a way that we could say thank you to them as well.
I was just talking to Brandon Bruce about, the bond you create with your fellow teammates when you go the distance and get to the top of the mountain. And, we already touched on how you were here for the 2019 championship. That must have been really special. What's it been like keeping up with all your teammates from that year? Have you guys been able to stay in touch?
Yeah, I mean, not as much as I would have liked to, for sure. It's tough because we got guys that came in from all over the place, right? We had Ontario guys and Alberta guys and BC guys and Americans and everything. So it's tough just to keep everybody together geographically. But when we all got back together for the 2019 RBC and we all came back, I think we had 23 or 24 out of 27 guys that ended up making it. So it was like we hadn't missed anything. We didn't skip a beat. It was right back to being with that same group of guys, the same dynamic, same jokes. It was a ton of fun. I'm so happy I ended up making it out there for that trip. It was such a great time.
This was a great time as well, catching up with you, Eric. We'll end it on that, but really appreciate catching up with you. It's been a lot of fun watching this game and seeing how the Bandits, were able to get their first national championship banner on what was just an incredible season. It's really great to hear from you reflect about it.
Yeah, no, I'm always happy to talk about it. I mean, playing in Brooks meant a lot to me. And like I said, I'm always happy to reach back out and talk to you guys. I mean, I miss playing there. I love talking to you guys. It's like you bring me back to the old days. So I'm always happy to do it.
Excellent. Well, hope to see you make a trip out west again here in the future and catch up with you then.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Joining us now is a former forward for the Brooks Bandits, RJ Reed, the pride of Millet, Alberta. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great. It's so much fun to watch this game, talking to some of the former players, your former teammates, and just the confidence that I'm hearing from all of you. Talking to Chevrier just a few moments ago, and he brought up how it's always seemed like you guys knew that you were good enough to win the whole thing, win it all. Did you feel that the team was a confident group as well? Did you always know that at the end of the day you were going to get to the top of the mountain?
Wow, starting off the season 20-0 kind of got us going, and then, I mean, after that, everyone was on board. It was like we were in it to win it. There was no, we're going to take obviously a couple hits here and there, and we wouldn't even think about it. If we took an L or whatever the case was, it didn't faze us whatsoever. We went right back to it, went focused on the next game, and absolutely, yeah, we thought we went in to win every single game. That was our plan.
RJ, what was your favorite moment? Winning the championship, skating around with the trophy is fun, but when you look back on that, what was so memorable about that day?
Oh wow. Well, if we're going to go like that, I'm going to go pretty gutless here and say after our little celebration after winning, getting into the airport and the 4 other teams, I can't remember who it was. I believe it was Minnesota, Surrey, and I can't remember who the other team was in that airport in a quiet, was it Moncton? I can't even remember. One of those small yeah, there we go. Small airports walking in, and I remember I had the cup in my hands and I had short shorts on, and I mean, I had a few cocktails. We were celebrating, and everyone else, you could just see the look on their face was just completely drained. And I don't know, for me, that I felt it was like, oh yeah, like this is it. Like, sorry boys, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, for some reason, that always stuck out to me. I knew at that point it was just, that's the time.
Can you describe the feeling of winning it all, being at the top? Is there a way to describe that?
Honestly, I mean, for that age, especially for junior, like, it was like winning the cup. Like, it was like winning the Stanley Cup for us. I don't know, like, yeah, you really can't put it into words. I'm trying to think, and I know I've been asked this question many, many times, but you can't put it into words. I don't know how many teams I think started that year in the CJHL. I believe it was, 127, I think, that year. And for us to come out on top, like, yeah, you can't put it into words. It was perfect. We had the best set of guys for it, and we executed it the way we needed to do, and that was that.
Did everyone on the team realize how big it was for the community of Brooks? I mean, obviously when you got back and, you had the parade and the town was just jacked about it. But like before that happened, while you were, going through the motions of the term, did you realize just how important it was to this community?
I mean, yes and no, because like it's the most cliche thing in the world, but Brooks fans are – the people of Brooks in general are fantastic. Like every player that I've known that's been there has always had a good time. They're always well taken care of, this and that. Just to say that we were able to make an impact like that because of the team that we had, that just hits the good feels, I guess you would say. Big time.
When you look at the game, what do you remember most about the game, whether it was a certain play that sticks out into your mind when you think about that game?
Honestly, I'm going to say I blacked out for a good portion of that game. Like, you're so in the zone, but all I remember is Camo scoring the empty netter to seal it. And I just remember our bench was just like, I don't know if I've seen a bigger bench celebration. Like, the boys were fired up. We were going. We knew it was happening. We were taking down the hometown kids. It was, I would say, yeah, Camo's empty netter was the icing on the cake. That sticks out very nicely for me.
RJ, you were on the team that won the Bandits' first ever AJHL championship the year before, in 2012, in that series against Fort McMurray. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to go to Nationals that year with that Doyle Cup series against Penticton. But what is it about that year that you learned to make you a better team for the 2012-13 season?
Wow, that's a pretty good question. Well, for one, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we had a fantastic team that year. Like, our team was very good, obviously, with some great names, great players. Penticton was so good. Like, we knew going into it, they had, I can't remember that, they had a 44-game win streak or something, I don't know, that's insane to me, but something like that. Like, we went in, we were optimistic and whatnot, but I don't know, I think we all came together as a team more, I think. Like, we had a very close-knit team the year before, but a lot of the returning guys and stuff just made it more comfortable, especially for the young guys and whatnot. I think it just excelled. Everyone got along. Everyone was on the same page. Yeah, I would say that would probably be the biggest thing. We just, I don't know. Yeah, just like that.
Definitely the returning players, certainly something to bond over. I guess we'll just wrap it up on this. With this year's Bandits, the season got, kind of the rug got pulled out underneath, and they didn't get to even have a playoff game. But there's going to be a lot of returning players coming to Brooks this fall when hockey gets back to normal. What would be your advice to them so they can, achieve the level of success you had in your Bandit career?
Well, one thing that I would look at, like they have a lot of, let's say, committed guys ready for that next step. They're ready to take that next step. Don't think about that at any point yet. The future will come. Don't worry about that yet. You got to focus on the now. You guys get to take it out now. Heck, you guys have a great season. You have a great season personally, whoever it is. Like, you never know where it could take you. You might go from the AJ to the NHL for all you know, but focus on the now, get through that, and just enjoy it. Soak it all in. There are a lot of returning players. Are going to have a good team, so they got to take advantage of it. This is the time. It'll never come back. They'll never get this chance again. Do it now.
I'm sure a lot of our fans are also curious how things are going for you now. You're playing over in Europe, in Germany. How's that going?
I love it. I've been in 3 countries now. I was in Sweden, Holland, and Germany as well, where I was last year. And honestly, it's fantastic. I mean, it's not the highest of leagues in the world in terms of pro hockey, but I'm living my dream, and I'm having the time of my life. I get to see the world, and I don't know, it's absolutely fantastic. I love it.
It's great to hear, and it's great to hear from you talking about this game. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your vacation in San Francisco. The Golden Gate Bridge looks fantastic, and really appreciate you doing this, RJ.
Thanks a lot for having me.
The NHL on TSN Stanley Cup playoffs continue on Tuesday. It's a doubleheader. First up, Game 3 of the Bruins and Rangers Eastern Conference semifinals starting at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, followed by Game 4 of the Kings and Sharks Western Conference semifinal. Another full night of playoff hockey gets underway Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN and TSN Mobile TV. Well, it's been a netminders duel in this game so far. Kevin Bailey in net for Summerside, and he has turned aside 25 Brooks shots. And meanwhile, Michael Frederick has stopped 15 of the 16 Summerside shots he has faced as we head in the third.
And we talked about that power play where Christopher Casey had some really good opportunities. I thought Michael Frederick as well really was clean and crisp around the net. No rebounds, and anything that got directed was out of harm's way.
Puck gets dumped into the Capital zone. It's cleared off the boards out at center. Muscovy will hand it back here. Hicks will dump it in. Bailing out of the net. Wants to bat it in the corner. That hit Jason Seed in the leg, and now the Bandits trying to come up with it here. Askarek tried to play it in front, broken up. Chason got it up to the line. Casey is pressured though, and now it rolls out, and Chason got tripped up as he got it out at center. But it's picked up there as McLeese will dump it back in. McDonald on it behind his own net. Spencer McDonald will wait there. Has a look around. Brings it up onto the wing, and it is brought up by Jason Seed. Through center, tip king by Casey. After it in the corner. There's Madison Smythe. Throws it around the boards. Dakota Mason up with the wing. Reed will get it back out. And backtracking in the Capital zone now. It is Garrett that'll feed it back up for Green. Deflected in. Mason had to play it off the boards and get away from the hit as it ends up back down the ice. Wes Herrick back on it. Springs Hill, Nova Scotia boy, running back of the net with the puck here as the Capitals regroup in their own zone.
Patrick Volpe and Mitchell Maynard, who were both part of the Shawinigan team last year that won the Memorial Cup, they understand what it's like to be behind in a game and try to find a way to get back into it and ultimately win it, because that's how Shawinigan did it last year.
Here's Green with a shot, goes wide, skipped off the backboards, and Kachuk had a little trouble with it. Now it comes up with it up the boards, but it's taken away by Maynard. Seed trying to hold it in at the point. That puck will get out, and it's back into the Capital zone. Patrick Volpe, long pass up for Maynard again. Enters the Brooks zone, and he'll slide it behind the goal. Frederick up off the glass. That one skips down and is nearly taken away by Maynard as McLaughlin will step in with a header. And the Capitals regroup back to their own line. McDonald with it. Up off the boards. Takes a hit in front of his own bench there. Gallant trying to tip it in. Bruce can't come up with it. Maynard gets it deep. And Frederick, the netminder for Brooks, will stop the back of his own net. Chris Muscovy is going to wait there. McLaughlin watching from the high slot. Lee moves the goal, but he'll hand it off as Tanner Hicks will start back up ice. Madison Dunn with it. They'll flip it into the corner. Seed going after it. Had it around the wing, and Trask will come back up through center. Right back to the Brooks line. Capitals had to be careful there on the line change. That puck gets cleared down the ice. Seed tipped it away off his skate. Here's McLeese trying to move it in the corner. Hangs it off. Pescara plays it back behind the net. Chason came out in front. Dangerous play. It's turned over. Here's Pescara back for McLeese off the skate of Crossbar in front. Bailey, the pad save. Off McLeese in the slide. He holds on. And then after the play, Pescara got dumped by Spencer McDonald at the side of the net.
You know, goaltenders always have to be attuned to what's going on around them, and you watch Kevin Bailey here. He's following this play perfectly, and he sees the puck jump out to the middle of the ice in the slot area. If you watch Kevin Bailey read that play perfectly and get right out on it to shut it down. Superb goaltending, mentally and physically.
Bailey just fell back in the goal crease there on his own, but luckily the puck was played up ice. Here's Harvey across for a chase on through the top of the crease and wide. Casey in the corner trying to hold it in for Summerside, but it's picked up and brought out now by Petrozelli for the Bandits. Got it back to the Capitals line. Harvey will tip it away. That got pulled free. Here's Petrozelli back with it. Anthony Petrozelli in the slot trying to carry it in, and that play got blown down because there's too many men on the ice. And that's going to be a penalty to the Bandits. They got caught up in that line change.
Yeah, they did, right in front of their bench there. And, you know, earlier in the game, they got caught a little bit and they didn't play the puck. This time, the guy wasn't off as the second guy did play the puck. And it's a real good opportunity here for Summerside. You can see right here in front of the bench. You see Pescara doesn't get off quick enough here. And there it is right there. 6 guys, if you count, quickly onto the ice. Not Pescara. Too anxious to get on there. Pescara makes a good change. It's the second guy making the change that doesn't get off.
So Dakota Mason will go to the box to serve the penalty. Summerside to their 3rd power play of the night. Looking for the equalizer in this game. And you always have that feeling when it's too many men on the ice call. It always seems to be the man break of the power play. Harvey trying to tip it in, but it's blocked. Here's a chance, short-handed. Tanner Hicks streaking it along, and he's chopped out and crashes into the net as Jason Seed was diving back to knock it away.
I don't know how that's not a penalty. I mean, Jason Seed makes a great opportunity here, but he takes the feed out from underneath Hicks here on the play coming across. You know, if you don't get the puck, that's got to be a penalty. That's a penalty, is it not, John?
Well, it's if you get the puck first.
Clearly doesn't get the puck.
There's no puck there, that's for sure. So the Capitals dodge a bit of a bullet here in the 3rd, and now it's fired down the ice and skips wide of the net as Seed is after it.
And those neutral zone turnovers, Brooks is so good at transitioning quickly and attacking that that's an area where Summerside has to be real careful. Even penalty killing, they're looking to transition quickly.
They can't come up with a puck here in the Brooks zone as McLeese will fire it all the way back down the ice, and Bailey leaves it behind the net for Jason Seed. Seed will start back up. Hands it across near side. Rasmussen to center and he'll dump it in. Chason going after it in the corner. Dropped it up the boards. Casey can't come up with it, but Rasmussen has got it. He'll hang on to it. Over to Seed. Has a look towards the net. Waits for the traffic. Hits it back. Rasmussen to the slot. Here's Casey with a shot, and that one missed on the short side. Rasmussen hustling after it on the boards. Pressured on the play, though, and it's picked up by Madison Dunn who clears it up.
Might have got a piece of the stick or even a little bit of the outside of the post or crossbar.
Chason for Trask. Back in on the wing. Trask into the corner. Tied up on the play, and it's picked up by Smiley, who throws it all the way down the ice. Right on net, and Bailey has to come out to block that one.
I don't think there's any question that Christopher Casey has been the most dangerous player offensively for Summerside.
McDonald carrying it into the Brooks zone. Trying to get it in front of the slot for Trask. It got tipped away. And the defensive pinched in, so Maynard's forced all the way back at his own end to get the puck. He's got a column all over him. Now trying to break free with 9 seconds to go on the power play. Maynard brings it in, drops it off. Alberton with a shot, blocked in front, and it's lifted high and out by Tyson McCollum as the Brooks Bandits penalty killers do the job again. Spencer McDonald back on it now, worked it around the boards, and it's flipped out by Volpe. It'll skip back for Kachuk, but he lets Hicks take it. It went to fire it out, goes off the leg, stays in deep. Hicks moves it around the boards. That hit the stick that was sitting there on the ice. Now it's clear to center. Wilcox will knock it down. Played off of the wing. R.J. Reed will skate it in. Reed, snapshot. That goes off the mask of Bailey and ends up over the glass in the netting and out of play.
Using your head.
Why not?
In a physical way, but let's go back to the power play here. And Christopher Casey, real good play by Chason, getting the puck back to him, and then right there, and then quickly off the stick is Casey, and right there off the crossbar. It's a little bit lower, and we got a tie game.
Shot towards it and blocked here. Reed's got it, fires, kicked up by Bailey, rebound off the backboards. Reynolds on the side of the net, couldn't get the stick cleanly on it. Here's Reed at the point. Muscovy shot it. Renders again in the corner for the Bandits. Trying to keep the pressure on now for Dakota Mason in the corner. Back of the net for Renders. Trying to walk out front. He got it. Now it's taken away as Chason tries to clear it out. Reed holds it in. Reed in the slot with a shot. That one just missed. Off the backboards right through the crease. Then comes out the other side as Mason trying to bank it in off the skate of the goaltender Bailey. Hicks back to the goal, tied up by Prokop. Volpe will Puddles get it out at center now. Buried up to the line. Here's Parsons with it. Parsons throws it in front, and Chason couldn't catch up to it. Mason trying to come back up the other way, but Muscovy crashes into the net, and that'll get him as the Bandits hold on to the 2-1 lead, and we're looking for more, but just can't tip it in at the side of the net. It's the 2013 RBC Cup on TSN. Well, the Summerside Western Capitals had an overtime winner yesterday against Surrey to get into the final. And the Brooks Bandits had an overtime win against Minnesota to get in the final. And here we are in a one-goal game in the third period of the final of the 2013 RBC Cup.
We watched the semifinals and we said to ourselves, geez, we hope that the final is as good as these two semifinal games. Well, it certainly has been all of that and more. You love it. Tension, close game, two teams competing right to the end. You know, we heard after the second period, Mark Rayners saying that, you know what, we just got to compete right to the end to bring this one home. So real good.
Well, it's a long road to get to the championship game. And of course, for Summerside here being the host as well, they didn't come in the back door. They won their league championship. Here's a chance now, right in tight. And a great save made by Bailey off Kaskarik as he looked to get the 2-goal lead there. Here's Smiley from the point. His shot got blocked in front by Spencer McDonald. Hands it off at center for Harvey. 32-16 are the shots in favor of the Brooks Bandits here as Kevin Bailey is holding his team in this game. Volpe up with it at center now. He'll flip it in off the boards. Got it down to the corner. Killing. Well, play it around back behind the net. Cameron McLeese laying it off the boards. That'll come out at center. It's chopped at by Herod. Ends up in the air. Pilling had to go off his hand. McLeese had it hit his body inside the blue line, and now got it over to R.J. Reed, who fires a long one in. Bailey will stop it and pushes it back behind the net into the corner. Herod up the boards. Flips a high one. And that one stays in play. Went up in the rafters, but didn't touch anything. Came back down on the ice. The play continues. Muscovy back on it in his own end. Checked by Gray. Dropped it off for Hicks around the goal. Here's Tanner Hicks. Gets it up at center. Picked up though. McDonald played it through center. Hicks gets it right back. Tanner Hicks in with a shot to the net. And that one really fooled Bailey. He stops it there and then sliding back into the goal. Knocked the post stop and score.
Well, we talked again about Kevin Bailey and how key he is, but here again, here's the Brooks Bandits right from their own zone with speed. Here comes McLeese, and there's Pasarik coming right in there. What a great save by Kevin Bailey. He's holding his ground, really good opportunity. You know, Pasarik starts it, and then he's the one that gets on the receiving end there. Superb save by Kevin Bailey.
Brooks Bandits in their first ever RBC Cup appearance with a 2-1 lead over the Summerside Western Capitals in their fourth appearance. Looking to try and even this game up here in front of their home crowd. On the attack now. Gallant sends it down low. Chevrier going after it back behind his own net. Still working up on the boards. That goes into the skate zone. Mark Logan. Gallant trying to reach for the puck. Logan, though, battled it out at center, but a penalty getting called here. And it's going to be a slashing call, and I believe it is against Brandon Bruce of the Bandits. It is. He'll go to the box, and Summerside will get their 4th power play of the night.
Yes, they will. You see Brandon Bruce coming in here, getting tied up there with the stick. You know, when you get that stick in there, it's a signal to the referees, keep watching, because there could be a penalty that happens here, sure enough. Got to be really careful with getting your stick vertical, horizontal to the ice, not vertical. You want to keep it vertical.
4th power play of the game here for Summerside, as Harvey will dump it in around the boards. Killing after to the corner, played attack behind the net. And it's cleared by Pescaric to the line. Casey kept it in, down low for Harvey, centering pass in front. And McLeese tipped it away. Harvey behind the net again. On it now, looks for an outlet pass. Played it back to the corner, Rasmussen going after it. Tied up along the boards by McLeese. Got it to the point, and soon escapes of Seed. And comes out over the line as Jason Seed tries to hold it here. Rasmussen in to help out. Great job by Cam McLeese to get his skates jammed up against the boards. Now the Capitals get it back. Brought in by Casey. Got by Smiley. Casey trying to go to the net. And he's forced wide to the corner. He had a nifty move to score the overtime winner yesterday. A pretty impressive move for the only Summerside goal in this one so far, but can't get the puck back out of the corner here, so hold it for a whistle.
Well, you talk about Christopher Casey. He's been really impressive today as well. You know, you see him turn around Pescaric in this neutral zone, and then maybe one extra move too many, but I'll tell you this, or one move too many. I'll tell you this young man, Casey, has been a real factor in this game for Summerside and a handful for Brooks to handle.
McDonald on the line, at the point with it. Spencer McDonald trying to get it in front, and that one got tipped away. Thomas Stafford on it. And the puck gets cleared back down the ice.
You know, the beautiful thing about Twitter, you know, we're announcing the game, and sometimes we don't get the names right, but a couple of notes I got. Number 8, it's Mark Rayners. And number 21, it's Anthony Pescaric. So, I mean, we want to get the names right all the time and really appreciate people reaching out. I really do, you know, because it's important to get the names right.
Which is why you should never trust the coach. They never get it right anyways.
But thanks to people letting us know that.
Side of the net, puck gets tipped right through the slot, comes up on the wing. McDonald trying to play it, and that one gets cleared out back down the ice.
And let me say something. Earlier I said J.P. Harvey had spent the week on crutches. That was my mistake. It was Spencer McDonald, and again, it doesn't minimize the fact that these players are all paying the price, but just another example of barely able to walk on your own accord and get ready to play an important game. That's what it's all about here.
There's Pescaric now getting it down low. Back behind the net, but it is picked up, and the Capitals are on it. Mitchell Maynard takes time here in his own zone. Under 9 minutes to go in the third. It's the Brooks Bandits leading Summerside 2-1 in the RBC Cup. And the Capitals get caught for an offside at the Brooks blue line right there. The power play hasn't had much power in it so far in this game. Both teams are combined 0 for 6 with a man advantage. And Brooks hoping they can hang on TSN.
Congratulations to the Vernon Vipers, the Burnaby Express, the Aurora Tigers, the Penn Viper Kings, the Protected Bees are RBC Cup champions.
There's the champions, and Brooks hoping to be champions as well, and that's the road they took to get here.
Pretty impressive road, too. And, you know, we saw earlier in the game a sign from Medicine Hat, Alberta, and Brooks is just a little bit east of Medicine Hat, probably about 80 kilometers east or west of Medicine Hat towards Calgary. So a lot of pride in Western Canada for these Brooks Bandits.
And they're up by 1 here as they lift it into the Capital zone. Right back in the net. McLeese trying to keep the pressure on here. Summerside has not managed a shot on goal yet in this third period. Here's Casey trying to chop one in front. Jason got knocked down, bouncing puck, jamming at it. They're trying to find it in the crease, and it's held out by Michael Frederick, who was down as everybody looked to get a stick into the goal crease, hoping to find the puck there.
you're right, and everybody was trying to find it. The only guy that didn't get involved was Jason Seed. He stayed out. You have 11 players within 3 feet of the goal here. Look at that, all trying to get that puck in. Spencer McDonald trying to find a way to get it behind Michael Frederick, and all those Brooks Bandits players trying to play road hockey goalie.
Well, they finally at least got the shot on net there. 7-1, the shots in favor of Brooks, but the one opportunity that Summerside gets is a close one. Here's Hicks with it. Fired it around the boards. Volpe trying to hold it in. That'll come out. Maynard back on it at his own blue line. Feathers it across. Corbett into the zone. As Frederick back of it. Well, backhand it to the corner. Reeves up the wing. Can't get it past the check of Wes Herrick. And then Herrick got the stick up there and then ends up clipping Tanner Hicks. And that's going to be a penalty here. A high sticking call as they check Hicks here will send Wes Herrick to the box.
Yeah, it's a high stick, and you know, you want to be sure if you're Herrick that this is not 2 minutes. Careless use of the stick. Looks like it's going to be 2 minutes, so for Herrick, it's going to be a long 2 minutes in the penalty box with just under 8 minutes left in this game. And we keep talking about Kevin Bailey. He's going to have to stand tall once again here, because this is an opportunity for Brooks to really take control of this game.
And as we said, they would set a new attendance record for the RBC Cup here in Summerside, and they've done that today. Over 4,200 here in the building, 4210 the attendance today. So great job by Summerside PEI and all the volunteers, the organizers, and of course the fans that have come out to support the tournament and the game here tonight. So congratulations to Summerside, entering yourselves in the record books. Now Dakota Mason coming in on the wing, drops it back to the point. McLeese hands it across for R.J. Reed with the Bandits here on the power play. Looking to maybe put this one away, but it's tipped out in center as Chaseau will get it back into the Bandits zone. Muscovi's back on it. Muscovi holds up in the corner. Now he'll drop it back behind the net. Shane Pilling has got it. Pilling hands it off for McLeese. Back for Pilling. Tries to find a little room. Threw it up at center. That got tipped away. And now it is Pilling that's on it again. Down the wing, trying to get around Jason Seed. Checked into the corner. Lee follows up on it. Lee bounces it back to the point. McLeese has got it. Hangs on to it, now hands it on. Pilling, top of the circle. Backs up with it. Over to McLeese again. Looks to the net with traffic in front. McLeese for Pilling. Pilling will hold on. Little spin move to get down in the corner. Hands it off for Lee. Lee's got it in the skates here. Now it's dug out by Jason Seed. Seed is on it, and he'll airmail it all the way down the ice. Michael Frederick out of the net. Hands it off into the corner. Now it's turned over. He's Trask alone in front, driving the net. He lost a handle on it on the poke check by Michael Frederick. Back up ice comes Dakota Mason. He'll send it in the corner. McDonald on him. Takes it down low. Asaric now trying to move it. He's got it along the boards. Asaric looking for an outlet pass. Dumps it in deep. The power play is over. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third. The Brooks Bandits leading Summerside Western Capitals 2-1. Trask after it in his own zone. Lays it back behind the net. Got over the stick of Spencer McDonald. Lee in the corner looking to play. Brought back up. Here's Petrozelli with it. Takes the shot. Blocked in front. McDonald trying to find it. Trask will hand it across. And Wes Herrick has got it as he'll bounce it out to center. Tanner Hicks across for Bruce. And that one gets dumped in. Brooks 0 for 3 on the power play in this game. Here comes Alberton, throwing it in front. That got tipped away. Maynard down to the corner. The pass is broken up. It's cleared down the ice. This will be an icing call against Brooks, as Seed will go back to get it. 5:03 remaining here in the third period. The Brooks Bandits holding on to a 2-1 lead as the Summerside captain Scott Trask had a great chance but couldn't tuck it home to tie it. Well, what a game it has been here so far in Summerside. And over 4,200 here trying to rally on the hometown Western Capitals who trail the Brooks Bandits 2-1, and that man right there, Kevin Bailey, is a big reason why Summerside is still in this game with 32 saves on the night so far.
Yeah, been superb. And some people might ask about what happened in London. He's an overage player. They just ran into an issue with their overage players. It wasn't about his play or anything of the sort.
Here's McLeese. Off the head for Petrozelli. Got it in the zone, and the Capitals get it back. Under 5 minutes to go now with a 2-1 Brooks Bandits lead as Harvey will deflect it in from center. Frederick out of the goalie has only seen one shot all period in the Brooks net. Puck gets tipped out. Seed trying to deflect it back in, but it's up for McLeese, and he'll dump it into the point. McDonald going after it. Comes up with it now as Spencer McDonald works it up on the boards. It's turned over to McLeese. Will throw it back out at center, and Muscovi's going to take it here and flip it back in as the Bandits are content to run a little extra time off here.
Remember what Ryan Papanawa told us before the game about how key Cam McLeese was for them, not just scoring, but just leading the way in so many different areas? Boy, was he accurate in that description. Everywhere on the ice, Cam McLeese has been superb.
Puck comes back in the point. It's out of the reach here. Wes Harrity's got to hustle back in his own blue line. 4 minutes to go in the third, and the Brooks Bandits up 2-1. Here's Volpe. Turn it over inside the line. R.J. Reed lost a handle on it, and Maynard's got it back. He'll skate it up at center. Maynard lost it in his feet. Got it onto the boards. Overton with it. Herrick calling for the pass. He's got it with a shot that sails over the net. Down low. It is sent back to the net by Rasmussen. Into the corner, hustling after him. Maynard trying to tip it away for Overton. Played back to the Brooks net. And Dakota Mason wrapped it around the boards. Herrick kept it into the point. Rasmussen, after it on the far side, lifted the stick of Reed, got it into the corner, and it comes back for Reed, though. R.J. Reed's going to take his time, moved it to center. Here comes Mark Rayners. Rayners to the line, held up, and he is forced to throw it all the way back in his own zone. Shane Pilling goes back to get it. Pilling works it up all the way for Mark Logan. Logan to center. Stopped by Chason, he got it back to the line. Under 3 minutes to go now in the third. Here comes Bruce in, but it's called on a high stick as that puck got tipped away. With 2:55 remaining here in the third, the Brooks Bandits leading the Summerside Western Capitals 2-1 here in PEI.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes left, and the fans got back into the game, but it has been a tight checking affair and not a lot of opportunities for either side.
Should point out Summerside burned their timeout early in the game, too, after the 2-0 Brooks lead. So they don't have that at their disposal. Here's McLeese circling the Summerside zone. McLeese stops in the corner. Looks out front, saw Petrozelli, didn't like the pass, so now holds on to it into the corner. On it down low. Jason Seed trying to tie up Haserick into the corner as McLeese comes in to help out. 2.5 minutes to go. Summerside trying to dig it out here for the pile. Comes back up for McLeese, got it to the point. Pilling takes the shot, that's off the skate and wide. And Harvey will fire it off the glass, and the puck will skip back inside the Brooks line. Smiley up on the wing, chance. Petrozelli with a shot, but save made by Bailey, and he'll hold on. Doing everything he can in that Summerside goal to keep his team in it.
Yeah, again, doing everything he can, and he will. And you see him right out at the top of the crease. He reads it perfectly. He knows that there's no way for Petrozelli to cut in there. And then nothing laying around. Superb. He's been superb.
Big face-off here with a nervous crowd now in Summerside as the puck gets wrapped up on the boards. Trask will tip it down to the Brooks line. Muscovy trying to clear it out and does. Here's Volpe with it. Volpe gets it out at center. That's stopped by Mason at the line. He'll chase after the puck. Dakota Mason on it in the Summerside zone. He's content to flip it in deep with Volpe on it and under 2 minutes to go now in the third. Bailey starting to look to the Summerside bench. He'll sneak out of the crease and get up to the slot, but not head there yet as Jason Seeds got it back in his own line. Got it in deep, and Trask missed the puck at the blue line, and the Western Capitals will be called for icing here with 95 seconds left in regulation.
Yeah, 95 seconds. There's no tomorrow. How do you like that for a cliche? But they still hope there's a lot more today. So, you know, you're going to see a real determined effort here by Summerside. All players on the bench standing up.
Petrozelli trying to dump it in. Harvey knocked him down at the line. And it's picked up here as Anthony Passarock will dump it back in. Jason Seed is on it. Had a look over his shoulder, dropped it up in the corner. Now it is Spencer McDonald trying to find room here. He takes it back behind his own net. Bailey calls to the bench. McDonald flipped it out at center, but not far enough. McLeese blocked it, and it's back to the line. Casey now trying to find it. McLeese will dump it in. It's over the stick of Seed. Bailey stops it. Final minute of play now. Bailey's got to get to the bench for the extra attacker. McDonald from behind his own net. Hands it up on the wing. Here comes Chason. He'll dump it in. Right on net. Frederick stopped it, and he's forced to cover it up. As Bailey goes to the bench, the net is empty, and the Summerside Western Capitals have 47.1 seconds on the clock with a face-off in the Brooks Bandit zone.
Well, this is really interesting here now with the face-off there. You saw Michael Frederick. He didn't seem to be really confident in moving the puck. Wanted to, but he decided against it. And you know, for Jason Papanawa, you know, he's going to call his timeout. I think that this is just a great use of your timeout. He told us all the way through that his key group is Anthony Petrozelli, Anthony Passarock, and Cam McLeese. He wants them out there. He wants them as fresh as possible. Needed to call this timeout. Couple of reminders, and then let's get right after it. And Billy McGuigan on the other side trying to find a way to manufacture that second goal and extend this game a little bit longer, if not into overtime.
Overtime for both semifinal games, and tomorrow's Stars playing right now, and it'll be all the Stars out on the ice for both these teams. And trying to extend this one to overtime will be Summerside. The crowd nervous but wants to cheer on the home team. Here we go. The Western Capitals net is empty. And the Capitals win the draw. Here's Casey. At the line, got it in. Seed will send it to the corner. Bouncing puck. Smiley trying to hold it. Alberton looks to dig it out. Alberton back at the line. Held in by Seed to Casey. Snapshot block. Here's McLeese with a chance for the empty net. McLeese to the goal. Scores! Cam McLeese, the empty net goal, has sealed a chance now for the Brooks Bandits to win the RBC Cup.
When we talk about Mr. Everything, here's the captain blocking a shot against Mr. Everything for Summerside in this game, Christopher Casey, and then just sealing it away for the Brooks Bandits. Just an unbelievable play, and he's been unbelievable in every area of the game for this Brooks Bandits team, just exactly as his coach told us before the game.
I think he's been out every second shift for Brooks, it seems, in the third period. Bailey's going to go to the bench again as the Capitals try to pressure here. Trask across on the wing. Chason goes to chip it in, but they're called for an offside with 20.8 seconds to go. And the Bandits bench in jubilation and now anticipation for a championship.
Yeah, as soon as McLeese was there breaking through, the players on the Brooks Bandits bench were jumping up and down, getting ready to embrace one another, and then when it hit the twine, it's exactly what they did. An embrace that'll be forever.
Backhander in to the Bandit zone. Frederick out of the net will wrap it around the glass. Puck knocked down on the boards into the corner. 10 seconds to go. Slow to get to his feet is Trask here, jamming it in front. It goes to the corner. 3 seconds left. It is cleared out. The Brooks Bandits have stolen Alberta's hearts and broken the hearts of Summerside as they are the 2013 RBC Cup champions. Kevin Bailey getting congratulated by his team. The Summerside fans congratulating their squad as well. They're not able to repeat what they did in '97 to win as hosts, but the Brooks Bandits in their first appearance, RBC Cup champions, And it's a big day for the Bandits in Alberta. What a game throughout, and what a win.
The second consecutive year that the #1 ranked team in the Canadian Junior Hockey League coming into the RBC Cup have won the championship. Last year Penticton, this year Brooks Bandits. So, you know, when you come in as the favorite, some pressure on you. But in a semifinal game that keeps ever so close to them going home disappointed, you're seeing the celebration of a champion right now.
2 overtime games in the semifinals, and it took an empty net goal to seal the victory for the Brooks Bandits, who will get that RBC Cup in Summerside in a moment.
The 2013 RBC Cup from Summerside PEI is brought to you by the proud premier sponsors of Hockey Canada, RBC. RBC Play Hockey, providing all Canadians an opportunity to play the game. By Imperial Oil, supporting grassroots hockey across Canada. Recognize your minor hockey team with SO medals and certificates of achievement. By Nike, official outfitter of Team Canada. And by TELUS, proud telecommunications partner of Hockey Canada. The 2013 RBC Cup from Summerside PEI is brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Well, the celebration on for the Brooks Bandits, as they are the 2013 RBC Cup champions, thanks to goals from Dakota Mason, Anthony Petrozelli, and the empty netter by Cam McLeese. But the Mason goal, the game winner in this one. Summerside's only goal came from Christopher Casey in the contest, but McLeese with the empty netter in the third sealed the deal. And now it is Cam McLeese that will go over to accept the RBC Cup, along with a banner that will forever hang in Brooks to celebrate the moment and their chapter in the Bandits' history.
You know, when you come together in August, September, and you get to almost the end of May, and you're champions of everything, I mean, you know, you talk about all the challenges you go through in the course of the season, you know, even some of the boredom. And this is what it's all about right here, the ultimate championship. And again, these kids will have this moment for the rest of their lives.
It's a moment you don't forget. For some, the end of a junior road, and a moment of celebration. For others, just another chapter in a long career still to come. And the celebration will continue cross country all the way from Summerside back to Brooks, Alberta, where they'll bring the cup home as champions in their first ever appearance in the RBC Cup. What a week, what a win, and what a celebration for the Brooks Bandits as they win it against the hometown Summerside Western Capitals, who put on a great run.
They did, and they were great hosts. The whole city of Summerside, great hosts. They would have liked to have hoisted the RBC Cup. Great hosts nonetheless.
Hats off to Summerside, a great game and a great week. And for all of us, thanks for watching, and so long.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast and watching the Bandits win their first national championship, a 3-1 victory over Summerside. Quite the game. I want to send special thanks to everyone who joined us tonight: Ken Fleury, Eric Chevrier, RJ Reed, Madison Dunn, Brandon Bruce. Thanks to them. And of course, thanks to all our fans for tuning in tonight. I'm Nathan Crosby. Enjoy the rest of your night.